now watching I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel.
I shot him 6 times.
What's going on, horror fanatics? Welcome to I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. As you know, I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus. If you have not done so already, shoot this stream a like. Definitely helps out with the YouTube algorithm a ton. As well as if you happen to be a new viewer coming across the channel in this stream, definitely shoot the like button, shoot that subscribe button, as well as that notification bell so you get all the latest content updates to the channel. As well as if you would like to become a member here to I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel, shoot over to the channel dashboard, shoot that join button, and choose what level membership best works for you. Well, everyone, tonight we have a special live stream going on, and I have a special guest here with me. Over the last few days, I have gotten really hooked on Twin Peaks. I have heard rumblings about it. I know my guest has talked about it vaguely with me over the past few months. And then I actually seen fans in Texas wearing Twin Peaks merchandise. And I'm not going to lie, from that point, it kind of even gauged my interest even more. So then, you know, things kind of got ramped up. And then the other night, I just said, you know what? I'm going to watch it. I'm going to give it a shot. And from the moment of the first episode, I want to say 15, 20 minutes into the first episode, I was immediately hooked. And ever since, I'm already in season 2 on like episode 10. And that's within the last 2-3 days. Like, I have been binge watching on this pretty hard. I really, really like this show. This show has everything you would want. It's a whodunit. It has drama. It has tragedy. It has secrets. It has everything you could want. If you like suspenseful thrillers that have a little bit of drama, a little bit of soap operas, but there's nothing wrong with that because you want a good story to be told, right? This show, if you have never watched Twin Peaks, definitely get on it now. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to bring my special guest in here for tonight. You guys all know her as Jami Hart. What is going on, Jami?
Hi, everybody. Oh, nothing much. I am looking forward to discussing Twin Peaks, talking about season 1. I'm so excited that you're watching it and that you really like it this much because, you know, it's a niche. It's kind of a niche thing. Not
Right.
A lot of people really know about the show, especially because even back when I watched it, it was a niche thing, you know, when it first came out. Not all my friends were watching Twin Peaks. They were watching 90210. I was recording 90210 while I was watching Twin Peaks. And then I would talk Twin Peaks every day or the Monday after it would air in accounting class with my friends in accounting class because that was where my geek friends hung out. so
well,
yeah.
I am so glad that you put me onto this show. It took a while, but I took off with it, and I absolutely love it. You have everything. Hold on real quick. Uh-oh.
I feel like I lost sound.
Yeah, give me a second. I was getting a phone call.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm operating from the phone because you know, my laptop, I think there might be a shortage and I have to get a new laptop so I can put the Ethernet in it. But, you know, this phone works for the most part without getting calls. So we're good. Right. But again, you know, this show, like I said at the top of the stream, is literally everything you could want. If you like whodunits, if you like great storytelling, if you like a little bit of drama, a little bit of soap opera, if you like, you know, I want to say, espionage type, you know, drugs, cartel, whatever. If you like all that stuff meshed into one big mystery of a story, Twin Peaks is it. Like every single episode, I walk away with something new. Like, oh my God, I'm surprised this happened. Like, wow, you know what? And I'll sit there and I'm like, man, Marcus, you know, you got to do some content. You know what I mean? You got to get some content done. Then I'm just like, I gotta watch Twin Peaks. No. I gotta watch this. You know what I mean? Like, it's so good. It gives you that hook, line, and sinker.
Mm-hmm. My favorite part about that show too is the fact that the characters are so likable. Even when they're not likable, they're likable. You know, even the villains have a likable aspect to their character. Like Michael Parks, you know, the guy from the Tarantino movies that plays the sheriff guy. He's in it. and he plays the bad guy, and he's so good. He's so good at playing the bad guy. I'm trying to think of his name, but because I haven't watched it in a while, I can't remember One-Eyed Jack's owner's name. I know Ben
Horn. Ben Horn.
I know Ben Horn owns it, but who's the guy Michael Parks plays? The criminal guy. I can't think of his name. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Baptiste?
What?
Oh no! Wait! Renault. Jean Renault.
Yeah.
Jean Renault. Yes.
Yeah. Those they are really awesome villains, and the show has so many different facets to it because it's basically a parody of soap operas from the 80s, like Dallas and Knots Landing and all of these other ones that used to play at night. So it kind of has some daytime stuff in it too, but it really is more based on like Dallas. That's where Who Killed Laura Palmer comes from. Who Killed Laura Palmer comes from Who Shot JR. So
yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's innovative. I like that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, and here's the thing: the show didn't start out as an idea, like for what it became. It started out as a movie idea, for a story about Marilyn Monroe and her life. That's what him and Mark Frost. He's the other creator of the show besides David Lynch. They wanted to work on this movie and they started it, but it morphed and changed and they couldn't get certain things done that they wanted to get done. So they decided to take it and change it a little bit. And then they came up with this idea. Mark Frost read an article about a girl in New York State in the 1800s who was found by the side of a lake, dead. And she was like Miss Perfect, piano player, like Miss Popular in her town. Yet she had this double life that she was living, which is how she got killed. Because at night she was doing, prostitution and stuff like that. So
yeah, basically leading a double life.
Right. So he read that and he's like, oh, this is great. We could use this. And so they took that and the inspiration from Marilyn Monroe with the red lips. That's why the first thing you see is Josie in the mirror putting on red lipstick, because that visual is what gave David Lynch the idea to go the direction he went. And I think it was genius. Just something like a pair of red lips can make you think amazing things.
Absolutely. There's this is what a lot of people I don't think know much about, like in terms of films. It really doesn't take much to really gauge. It doesn't take much of an idea to gauge your interest for something.
Right.
You could find the smallest thing and you're like, I could do this, I could do this, I could do that, I could do that. And then it just morphs into this sometimes incredible, sometimes not incredible, based on how people receive it. But in your mind, it morphs into this incredible story that you feel like you can tell.
Yeah.
And this show is, man, listen, guys, if you haven't watched Twin Peaks yet, you guys got to get on it. Like, pick a day where you have a day off of work. You don't have anything to do. Nothing at all. You can just lounge around the house, eat potato chips, get some dip with that, some soda, and literally sit down and watch this entire first season. And I promise you, not only will you not be disappointed, you'll be like, all right, I'm ready to watch season 2.
Yeah,
I might have to call off work the next day.
Season 1 is only like 7 or 8 episodes, something like that. And then
8 episodes.
Yeah. Season 2 is long, but there's a reason for that.
Right.
Season 2 came out and there was a writer's strike. And so in order to cover the writer's strike, Twin Peaks was extended, which was good for me, but bad for in general, because, we should talk about that when we go to talk about season 2. I don't want to talk about that.
No,
yet.
you didn't. I mean, I'm sure it's not too spoily. Maybe you just feel like that extension kind of hurt the show a little bit.
It hurt the show. It not just that, but the reveal hurt the show. I was ticked off when I found out they were going to reveal it. I already knew who it was, not because I knew who it was, but because I just had a feeling. There was
Right.
something about it that just from the very first, from the actually all the way back to the pilot, I just sensed that it was the dad. There was just something.
Right.
Oh, I said it. Oh my
No, it's fine. It's
god.
okay.
Oh, I forgot. You do know about that.
Listen, I put it this way: even if anybody hasn't watched Twin Peaks, this TV show is from early 1990.
Yes,
So
that's true.
I don't mind spoilers on it. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
And
yeah.
stuff. I just tell those again, if you guys have not seen it, yeah, it's going to get a little spoily here a little bit. You know what I mean?
Little.
But that should not change your mind about wanting to go sit down and watch this show. It is really, really good. Like
Yeah,
it's fantastic. I love
and
it.
yeah, and there's a lot of storylines that are meshing
Yeah.
together. So it's if you wanted to see it, and you might get a spoiler here and there from us, but you're still gonna really enjoy it because listen, I've watched this show hundreds of times. Hundreds. I mean, it used to play on rerun all the time on Bravo Network with
Mhm.
these little intros by the log lady. What do you think of the log
Yeah, the long
lady?
lady.
You like her? I
I
love
do.
her. I
Yeah.
I want the Funko Pop of her, but
Okay.
it is so hard to find. And when I was at Scarefest last year, I did find 3 Twin Peaks Funko Pops. I got Audrey, I got Laura wrapped in plastic, and
Nice.
what was the other one? Oh no, I guess I only got 2. I got Audrey and Laura wrapped in plastic, and the other 3 I had. But
Audrey's another great character.
She actually was supposed to get a spin-off show, but they ended up not doing it. But
Wow.
yeah, she was supposed to get a spin-off show of her leaving Twin Peaks and going to Hollywood and trying to make it. But
Oh,
it didn't work out, so they didn't do it.
that would have been interesting, I suppose. I
What do
mean,
you think about the music?
I like it a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. When I first heard it come on, I'm like, shit, sounds like the ending of Silver Bullet.
Oh,
Like,
does it?
it does sound like the ending of Silver Bullet to me. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, wow, like I like it a lot. And sometimes, even if you hear a score that might sound similar to another, it has its differences that still stands out on its own. And that's why I like it, because even if does sound like, the Silver Bullet theme or whatever, or at least the ending theme, those are both kind of small town, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
it gives you that small town type of feel with this score. I love the score, especially the opening.
Yeah, well, some of Twin Peaks is based on Stephen King anyway. So, I mean, he inspired a lot of the small town feel. Not only that
Okay.
though, but David Lynch growing up in a small well, he grew up in Philadelphia, so I can't say it's small, but you know,
Nice.
he understood like the logging and the steel work and all that.
Right.
So that was why he put that in there. Also,
Makes sense.
Blue Velvet kind of ties into that too with his Lumberton. It's
Okay.
very small town, and it starts out looking very Americana, and that's kind of how Twin Peaks, looks, is very Americana. It looks
It
like the
does.
place that you want to live, and
The furs. The
yeah,
furs.
yeah.
uh,
The
I
music
tell you.
though, there's a very awesome video on YouTube of
Okay.
Angelo Badalamenti and David Lynch writing the music. And
Oh, wow.
they explain how they came up with it. And it's very interesting. David Lynch is telling Angelo Badalamenti, okay, you see a beautiful girl, she's walking towards you, and it's building up. So they build the music up, and they build the music up, and they build the music up until it gets, it goes do 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 do.
Yeah.
It goes way up and then it goes down, because he says, okay, and now she's in the woods, okay, and then now she's walking away from you, and that's when it goes do do
Wow. Yeah, I
do
want to send me
do.
that link after the stream. I want to check
Okay,
that out. That's
yeah,
interesting.
it's
That's
really interesting. It's only like a 15-minute video. It's really short.
See, and that's why, scores for me are a big part of why I love like suspense, thrillers, horror, and stuff, because those make you feel, where they're trying to go with that. I say it about like what Halloween Ends, the cherry blossoms. I'm like, it's supposed to feel like a sympathetic score.
Hmm.
But when you get to that, I'm like, that sounds like something's still out there.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, it gives you chills. It makes, even if you don't like the movie as a whole, just listening to the score alone is just like, man, I feel that. I feel where they're trying to go and stuff like that. So real quick before we get more into it, I do want to acknowledge everybody in the chat who is dropping in.
Awesome.
What's up, Scott? I see you were here a little bit earlier. If you are still here, what's going on, man? I hope you're having a great night. Scott Walker saying, how's it going, Marcus? Missed your last live stream. I'm going to be there. Nice. Cool. Absolutely. I'm glad to see you here, buddy, if you're still here.
Hi, Scott.
What's up, Adrian? I actually did not get to listen to the voice messages. I've been running around all day. So don't worry about the long message on Instagram, buddy. It's no problem. I have people sending me scripts. It's no problem, bro. I read long messages all the time. It's fine. Hey, what's going on, Denisha?
Hey, Denisha.
One of my modulators. What's going on? Hey, Sarah Campbell. What's up, Sarah? Hope you're having a great night. One of my Woodsboro level members here on the channel.
Yep.
Sarah saying, oh, Jamie, I love your pillow. So cute.
Oh, thanks.
Denise is saying, yes, need to watch Twin Peaks. What streaming service did you watch, Marcus? Well, I use what you call the cheating app. You know what I mean? Like that. I use one of those. I use a burner site, if you will, or whatever and stuff like that. So I'm not going to recommend that to you, Denisha. I can look up and see what streaming services offer Twin Peaks right now. If you'll give me just a second.
Netflix had it, but I think they got rid of it like 6 months ago.
See, and I'll be honest, this is why I do use some of those other sites or whatever, because usually they have everything. They even stuff from like back in the 60s and the 70s.
Right.
I would just click on it, just like, man, let me see if they actually have a link for it. And it'll pop up and it's all like gray and white. And I'm just like, holy shit, they do. Like, it's crazy. All right. So Denisha, got you real quick. Twin Peaks streaming services. Paramount offers it.
Oh, yeah.
TV Guide. Showtime offers it.
Yep.
There's this, I never heard of it before, but it says Decider. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
It does say it's on Netflix. That's what the one for Decider says. Amazon has it.
It might actually be back on Netflix. I do know they did take it off for a while.
HBO Max, Denisha.
I'm surprised Showtime is allowing HBO to have it.
Right? That is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Twin Peaks: The Return is streaming on Hulu, so I don't know if season 1 is.
Yeah. I think I'm not sure. I think CBS owns the first 2 seasons, and then maybe Showtime owns the third, because the third one did show on Showtime.
Got you.
Showtime show.
Also, Prime Video as well, Denisha.
It's worth it. It's worth your time. It's worth, if you have to pay to rent it or something, it's totally worth it. Believe me.
Shit, it's worth, like I said, it's worth calling off work and just chilling in the house all day and catching up.
It's a total play hooky show. I know. I used to play hooky and watch it at home.
For real. Like, it's that good of a show. I'm just like, man, I'm glad I don't have to work the next day because I get to really watch it. Like, I get to hang out. Like, it's a really fun show. I love every aspect of the show. Like I said, there's just so many twists and turns, and the story and the character work is so well done. Kyle, I hope I'm saying his name right. Kyle MacLachlan or something. McLaughlin. There we go. You know what I mean? There we go. Because I didn't know how he pronounced his name based on how it was spelled. But that guy,
I know.
He's phenomenal.
I know. What kind of amazing trees do you have growing here?
The firs.
So funny. And then he's like, this must be where pies go to die. I love that part. I love it.
Right. And the coffee.
Yeah.
That's what gets me, because I love coffee. I can only drink Spanish coffee straight black. I can't drink regular coffee straight black. It just doesn't sit well with me. But this mofo, with his straight black coffee, he's just like, ah. Like
Yeah.
he's just like he's just his whole character work. It's off over the top, but it's exceptional over the top.
Yeah. I
I
like it when
love
he
that
goes,
type
I
of
want
over
it
the top.
black as midnight on a moonlight night. I actually
Yup.
have a t-shirt that says that because of that, because I love
Yup.
that line. So yeah, he's one of my favorite people in the whole world. Honest to God, he's so cool. He has his own wine. He makes wine. That's what he does.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean he's still acting, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Big time. He's still acting, but he makes wine. It's called Pursued by Bear. And his commercials are really funny. And I'm gonna get a bottle of that one day. I want a bottle of that. So
I might have to join you on that.
So, what do you think about the rest of the characters? I mean, who's your favorite character?
Oh, that's a good question. I'd have to say him.
Yeah.
Just because he's just so damn good, like, and he's just phenomenal, and he's smart.
Yeah.
That's what I really like about him, and he has this somewhat, I don't want to say supernatural, but it kind of is, because it's like he can damn near see what's going to happen before it happens.
Yes.
And they show you that.
Yeah.
That's why I like that. You know what I mean? They show you that, especially like the part where he's in the red room and you see Laura there and you see the little guy dancing.
Yeah.
You know that she tells him who the killer is, but they don't reveal it until later. And I loved that. And I remember watching that scene and I'm looking at him and I'm like, who the hell does he look so old? And I'm just like, oh, okay. They're making it as if he's an older guy now, and it's further down the line. I'm like,
25 years later, and that's why when the show comes out 25 years later, it was a big deal to all of us. Yeah,
got you.
Huge deal. I mean, I was sitting there. I'm watching Shameless on Showtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the show gets over. All of a sudden, I hear the Twin Peaks music. I stopped dead in my tracks. I turned around. I looked at the TV, and it said "Coming 2016" because back then they were going to do it by 2016. Right. And I was like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!" Scott's like, "What is going on?" I'm like, "Twin Peaks is coming back," and he's like, "What's Twin Peaks?" And I'm like, "Oh god, just never mind." So I come running in here and I get on the computer and I go right to YouTube and I start looking up everything I can about it. And I found a whole crew of people. And within like a day, it wasn't even a day, I started making comments and they started commenting back. So I was like, this is great, because I never had anybody close to me who I could actually discuss the show with, because none of my friends were into the show. So I always just kept it all to myself. And I assumed it was, I assumed there weren't many people that liked it, even though I knew it was a huge hit. I just assumed that people just didn't watch the reruns.
They didn't really mess with it.
Yeah. But the people I found on YouTube, they were just as obsessed with the show as I was. So the first time I ever made a comment was on one of Cameron's videos. Actually, I think it was his interview with Jen Lynch, because he does an interview with Jen Lynch on his channel on Obnoxious and Anonymous. And it's such a good interview. And I think I wrote a bunch of stuff down and he answered me right away. So I was like, oh, this is great. I love it. I'm talking to people who know their stuff, because it's unusual to find anybody that knows anything about Twin Peaks. So that was really exciting for me. So to find out that a third season was coming out after all that time, and that it was going to fit in the time frame from that dream.
Right.
Oh my gosh, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So yeah.
Especially, and it's funny because you touched on that, and I've mentioned it here on the channel a couple of times and stuff. It feels good when you can go somewhere and find a community that actually shares the same passion about a certain project that you do.
Yeah.
Because like you said, there's certain people out here that might not know the movie Dr. Giggles. It's one of my favorite movies of all times. You know what I mean? It really is. Like, I love that movie.
I saw it at the theater.
And then when, I brought it up, I remember bringing it up before, like on a live stream, just like, oh yeah, some certain underrated films, like Dr. Giggles. And there was like a few people that were like, oh, Dr. Giggles is awesome. And I'm just like, You know about that Dr. Giggles. Like,
Yeah.
it's so, like, it feels good to have people that you can connect with that share the same passion and love for something that maybe others don't. You know what I mean? We say it here in the horror, community all the time and stuff. Like, it's somewhat difficult at home being a horror fan, especially if you don't have other horror fans around you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you keep all that stuff bottled up until you find a platform, and it's just like, hey, did we just become friends? Yes, we did. You know what I mean? So I definitely feel what you're saying with that. It's an amazing feeling.
Ashton T right here, she writes fan fiction. She writes Twin Peaks fan fiction. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but she did send it to me, so I am going to read it, but I haven't had a chance to yet.
Well, y'all got a fan hearing me, so let me know what's up.
I will. I'll let you know.
Hey, what's going on, Million? I hope you're having a great night.
Hey, Million.
Saying hello to you too, Jamie.
Hi.
Saying hello to everybody. Nice. Yeah, Margot from Halloween Ends is going to be on Brandon's channel, so I'm peeking my head in both y'all chests tonight. Hey, thank you, buddy. I greatly appreciate it.
I totally forgot about that.
I saw that it was earlier, and I'm just like, man, I do want to watch it, but I want to talk about this. Like, I do. You know what I mean? Like, Brandon knows I'm going to check him out on the replay, show some support, drop a comment. He knows I'm going to check it out.
That's awesome.
Okay, Million's talking to Denisha. Hey, what's up, Val?
Hey, Val.
Val Views the General. What's up? Hope you're having a great night, Val. One of my modulators and also Hat and Fill level member here on the channel. And that's another thing I got to get to. Val sent me, like, I want to say a 5-6 paragraph script, I think on something Halloween related. I have not been able to get around to it because I've been binge watching on Twin Peaks. Like, I've been caught up, so I got to get to that. Don't worry, Val. I'm gonna let you know what I'm feeling about it. I have no doubt though that is a good script that you wrote.
You're probably going to be obsessed with Twin Peaks from now on.
I probably am. Like, it's a damn good show. I can't wait to get through season 2, get to the 2 films, and then watch The Return.
So I want to hear all about what you think about, the characters and the plots and how you feel about everything you've seen so far.
Well, I remember, come on, Don Boy, my dog's bugging me. But like I said, I like every single character that is basically, in your face. I want to say if there's the least character I like, it would be Hank. But I still have this like towards him.
You know what? Hank, though, is horrible. He's a horrible person.
Yes, he's a horrible person.
Yeah, but you want to like him because you think, but that niceness that he's showing is really fake.
Yeah, it is. It is. And that's why I feel like I struggle with liking him because I'm like, all right, I know this shit is fake, but at the same time, you are a pretty damn good bad guy. So it's like, how do I not? It's like a flip side. How do I like you? How do I not like you?
Plus, the actor that plays him is so good. He is. He's got a likable face. I see how Norma might have gotten mixed up with him.
Right.
He was another one of those.
Still should stay with my boy Big Ed though.
I know, but you've heard that story, right? You know why Big Ed is with Nadine, right? How he shot her eye out.
Yes, that was one of the funniest. I think you could say that was the funniest thing so far in the show.
Oh my God, Albert is he's the FBI agent.
Oh my God, Miguel Ferreira. Yeah. Miguel Ferreira. Yep.
He's so good.
He's such a douche, but I love how he starts off so pissy with the sheriff, and then at the end he's like, "I love you," and he just walks away and stuff. It's just like, no, he's awesome too though because he's really good at what he does as basically an FBI forensics. He's just really stern, but he's funny with his sternness, so I can get down with it.
Oh, I love it. I love it when he starts laughing when Ed's telling the story about shooting Nadine's eye out and he starts laughing. It's so funny. I love it. And I'm just going to tell you now that he gets his story arc for season 3 ends up being fantastic. So I was really glad, that before he passed away that he got to be in season 3. That was awesome.
That's right. He did pass away. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I thought he was still around. Damn.
Yeah, it's a lot of the Twin Peaks people are passing away now, and it really has put a damper on the community's hope for a season 4, because a lot of people were like, come on, let's get a season 4. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Because
is Michael Onkeen still around?
He is. He said no to season 3 though. He would have been in season 3, but he said no. He likes his beach life in Hawaii. He doesn't want to leave.
Right.
So he's a total beach bum. He looks good too.
Plus, I know he's like over the years because I've seen him do some like Lifetime stuff and all that. So he probably is like, I'm good. I don't need the money. I don't need to do much of anything. I'm just going to enjoy life, which is understandable. But it would have still been nice to have him in season 3 because he's another great character.
Yeah, I really would have liked to have seen him in season 3, but he just said he wouldn't do it. So I'm not going to tell you what they did with his character because I don't want to spoil anything for you about season 3. But you'll find out in season 3 why.
Oh, I will. I will find out.
Yeah, there's so many good characters, like Albert. He's not in it very much. He's only in it for small snippets, but every single time he's in it, it's so memorable that he became like one of my absolute favorite characters in the show, Albert. Just because he's such an enigma, he acts all tough and
but he really is deep down a decent guy.
Exactly.
He just likes to play off like an asshole.
Yeah. And I love that. I love that.
Yes, absolutely. But like I said, all the characters I really do like. Like I love Piper Laurie's character, Catherine, because she's just such a shady fucker and doesn't care.
I know.
I ain't gonna lie. I love when she dresses up as Yakamura or whatever, however you say the name.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And she goes to the jail cell. And as soon as that happened, I'm like, yo, he still doesn't know this is her.
Yeah.
And she pulls out her foot and you see the red toenail paint. And I just busted out laughing. Because Ben just looks up and he's like,
hey, I wanted to ask you, do you realize who Ben is? Like, do you know who that is? That actor?
No.
He is Tony.
I've seen him before.
In the original West Side Story. He's Tony. He
plays
Tony. In the original West Side Story, he plays the main character, Tony.
That's Tony?
Yeah. And the guy that plays Dr. Jacoby, he plays the leader of the gang, his best friend. Yeah.
Well, I would have never known that.
Yeah, Russ Tamblyn. That's Russ Tamblyn.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I've seen him around like just in the acting, like in certain other movies and stuff like that. But wow, I never knew that was him from West Side Story. Holy shit.
Yeah, I decided that if I ever meet him, I'm going to walk up to him and start singing Officer Krumke from this movie.
That's great. But I like Ben Horn. I like the character. I know he's a sleazeball.
Yeah.
But him and his brother, the chemistry, him and Jerry.
Yeah.
Tim Roth.
Yeah.
Like, their two together, it's gold. I love it. Him trying to play his lawyer. And it's like, bro, they know you're not his lawyer. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But he still goes in there. If you don't let my client out, it's been 24 hours. If you're not going to charge him, let him go. And it's just like, bro, you're not his lawyer.
That's actually is his name Patrick Michael Kelly? He was in the Warriors going, Warriors, come out and play.
Which one?
Jerry.
No, that's Tim Roth.
No, Tim Roth is in season 3. He's not in season 1 or season 2. Tim Roth wasn't even a thing back then.
He wasn't?
No, it's Patrick Michael Kelly or whatever his name is.
I could have sworn he looks just like Tim Roth to me.
He does look a lot like Tim Roth, but Tim Roth is not in season 1 or season 2. He is in season 3, playing a totally different character, and Jerry is played by the same guy.
Yeah, you're right. Holy shit. Why does him and Tim Roth look just alike?
They do look a lot alike. You're right. Tim Roth does look a lot like him.
Yeah, this whole time I'm thinking this is Tim Roth.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Wow. I'm just like mind fucked right now. That's crazy. Well, Jerry, you know, what is his name?
Jerry.
What's his real name? David Patrick Kelly.
Yeah, David.
I love him as Jerry in this show. He's so fun.
He is.
I love how he has the wife or whatever for a little bit or whatever, the girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he's like all the business partners, and he's just like digging into their cultures and stuff like that. And he's bringing it back there.
The Norwegians.
The Norwegians. Yes, the Norwegians. Yes.
That was so funny when Audrey goes in, when the Norwegians are in that room, and she goes in and she's acting all, sad. And she says, my friend was killed, and they all take off. And her dad's so mad. I love that. I love that a lot.
The midget from the carnival is creepy.
Carnival? I haven't seen that in forever.
Oh, from Carnival. Okay, yeah, I have never seen that.
It's a HBO TV show.
Val saying it has been a hot minute since I watched Twin Peaks. Well, Val, your boy has been going on this rabbit hole for the last couple of days, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm all about it. Yeah, that's right, Million. That's right. Dr. Giggles is a gem. That's right.
Absolutely.
Val says not to change the subject, but Jamie, looks like a bunch of us will also be at Scarefest in Kentucky with you. Yes, I got my tickets today.
I'm so excited.
I know.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I was there last year, so I know some places we can eat. I know a really great Mexican restaurant. And
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to try to reach out to the representatives while there's still time for the guest list. I really would like to meet Jim Cornette, the wrestling manager there, because he's from Kentucky.
Oh.
So, like, outside of, like, all my horror, people that I want to get, I really hope that they would be able to get him, because that would be sick. But I can't wait, because all of us are going to finally be able to meet each other in person and hang out and have a good time. Like, this is going to be so much fun. Val is going. Like, that. I was shocked when Val said that she was going. I did not expect that. So
I thought I was doing this whole thing by myself this year because, last year I met up with the Region Free guys,
Okay.
Piz was there and Lauren Dixon was there and Monty, RMJ movie reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, there were so many people there. So many people from that group. And I met up with them, but I didn't get to see them a whole lot because there were obstacles, they had stayed in a hotel that was super far from where the venue was, which I drove over there to meet up with them. And by the time I got there, I was so car sick. I was so car sick that I couldn't even really stay and hang out for very long because I was feeling ill. So it kind of stunk for me. But so this year I was like, well, I'm going to get VIP tickets. I'm going to go, I'm getting that swag. I'm getting those t-shirts, I'm getting all this stuff. I'm getting the line skips, 5 line skips. I get 5 line skips. Yeah.
I seen on the site earlier, and I might get it if I can next week, if it's not already like sold out or whatever. If it does, it's okay. I'll just know the next time to get it ahead of time. But after the convention, I guess on Sunday, Danielle and Scout are going to be airing an episode of their podcast live from the convention. Yeah. And they said something that's like $120 to add on. And I'm just like, might have to do this. Like, that would be cool.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the prices. I just noticed that they added David Arquette to the thing. So I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about he's my main one, I think. But Tom Savini, I kind of want to meet him because I think he's a really cool individual with a really cool mind. And the stuff that he went through in order to be able to make the stuff that he does make. It reminds me of my dad. So
Right.
yeah, I kind of want to tell him that. And then
That's awesome.
I'm probably going to meet, I don't know if I'll use all my line skips or not. I don't know how that's going to work out. Cause you do have to pay like it's extra money to go and like, get your picture taken with them and stuff. So that's what the line skips are for. But I'm definitely doing that with David Arquette. And I get VIP seating in all of the
Q&As.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
That's why I can't wait to get my tickets for New York City Comic-Con, because I get that too, whatever and stuff. And that's a week before Scarefest.
Oh, is it?
Or whatnot. Yes. And I've decided that I'm only going to go up there for Thursday and Friday, and I'm going to try to come back Friday night to PA. But if anything, I'll leave early Saturday. But because John Carpenter's going to be there. And yeah, I didn't get to get him in Texas. That's why I was like, you know what? He's going to be in fucking New York. I am going to get him. So I'm doing that. And then obviously the following week, I'm going to be going to Scarefest. And my main person, I am not going to lie, I'm making no bones about it, Danielle. It's happening. Yes, it's got to happen.
I actually do want to talk to her too, because I want to tell her that we share a birthday.
Nice.
I want to tell her that we have the same birthday. She's younger than me by 4 years, but I think her and I probably share some traits, like the youthful. She looks so young that she was able to play a teenager when she was like, what, in her early 30s? That's amazing. That's amazing. And so I don't know, we kind of share that Gemini youthful thing going on.
Yeah.
So I think that's fun. I wanted to tell her about that.
Right. No, absolutely. Like, I really hope that I could, pitch the idea, whether it be soon or maybe later when I get more subscribers, to get her to come on the channel.
Yeah.
That would be really, really cool.
She might be willing, because I've seen her on other people's channels before, and she's very cool. She's very cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would just love to get her here on the channel for an hour, maybe 2 hours if possible. You know what I mean? But for an hour, talk Halloween 4, but also be like, so look, a lot of us want you to come back. We're rooting for this. Like, how would you go about it? Who would you want to play? Who would you want to play Michael? Like, how would you want this played out? Like, I know she gave a little bit of a snippet about it on her podcast. Brandon talked about it, but I want to kind of, dig deeper into that. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited for Scarefest. But I always say this. The biggest thing for me isn't just getting to meet, the stars or whatever. It's getting to meet all of you guys, you know what I mean? Who I conversate with here on live streams and in the community and stuff like that. Like, this is so epic, because you got to think. And now I'm still waiting on Destin. I think he's still going or whatever. But I'm still basically waiting on an answer. So it's me, Bearded, you, Val, Michael from Movies and Beyond. I don't know if anybody else. So that's 5 right there.
Yeah.
If Destin does come, that's 6.
Yeah.
Like,
fun.
God, let's go. Kentucky needs to come. Like, October needs to hurry up.
Absolutely. I'm excited.
Summer, I like you and all, but fall time, October time is my season.
We're all fall people here.
Right. Absolutely. I agree, Castellar. Saying Ray Weiss was great in this. Dead End and Jeepers Creepers too.
Absolutely.
No, I agree that he was really good in Twin Peaks.
Yes, he is.
He killed it.
Nobody else is Leland. I can't even picture anybody else playing that character, because he gave that character the character. He really does. He is such a good actor. I really, really like him.
Yeah, Ray Weiss is really good. Like, I'm not a fan of Jeepers Creepers 2, except for his character.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that ending shot with him sitting on a chair with the shotgun, waiting for him to wake up.
Yep.
Like, that is the only shot, the only character in that movie that I liked. Outside of that, I did not like Jeepers Creepers 2. But him, like, as Leland, I agree with you. Nobody could have played this role.
No.
This was made for him.
Yeah, it really was.
Now,
He's such
to
a
talk
trip.
about Leland real quick. So I remember you did say backstage that you kind of figured it out a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
When I figured it out is at the beginning of season 2 when his hair went gray.
Yes.
And because see, when he did what he did to, the brother, Jock, when
Yeah.
he did what he did, I'm like, okay, that's understandable. Dude, he thinks dude killed his daughter. I get that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Then when I seen his hair go white and he's all happy and he's dancing around, I'm like, yo, the dude with the long hair, Bob, got gray hair. Yo, hold up. And this dude with the one arm keeps saying that Bob can basically be anybody. So that's when I started to put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, he's Leland. Oh, no wonder the mom sees him in the house, freaks out and all that stuff because it's been him all along.
Yeah.
And Ray Weiss killed his role. Like, he did an amazing job. Like, it took me to season 2 to figure it out. That's how good he did.
Yes. I don't know why I knew. I just did. There was just a feeling I had from the very beginning. Maybe it was the way he was acting during the whole there's a fish in the percolator scene. There's a fish in the percolator.
Yeah,
don't drink that.
I love when they taste the coffee and they find out and they're just both like.
Yeah, the thing that's always bothered me about that is how did the fish get in the percolator? If he didn't put it there, So it's really a weird line, but it's also one of the funniest lines in the whole show. So
absolutely.
I really love it.
And you gotta love Pete.
Oh, Pete, yes. And poor Pete. Because Piper Laurie's character, Catherine, she's so mean to him. She's so rude unless she wants something.
Yep.
And of course she's having an affair with Ben.
Right. With Ben Holmes.
Right. So I mean, it's just like, why can't you just stay with Pete? He's such a sweet guy, So he likes to fish a little bit.
Right.
What's the problem? Yeah, I really, really like that. And
I like Pete.
Yeah, Pete is a great character.
Now, what are your thoughts on Laura Flynn Boyle's character? Damn it! See, I'm having a hard. Donna, there we go. Because I'm still learning, guys. I'm still learning these characters. I'm still in the middle of the show, so bear with me. But Donna, I don't know. There's something about her, and it could be because Laura, they were close. Maybe something in her snapped. You know what I mean? But
you haven't read The Secret Diary yet, right? So
no.
when you do, or if you listen to me read it, like I'm going to, you'll find out that Donna has had to, what's the word? Babysit Laura a lot, and Laura has gotten her into trouble and into situations, and it's not like Laura intends to. There's just something inside Laura that makes her want to do things that might not be the best, and we all figure out later why, because of the situation in her house. But Donna, I do have some sympathy for her, even though she's not my favorite character. And truly, I like the Donna from the movie better than Laura Flynn Boyle's Donna.
Okay.
Laura Flynn Boyle made Donna really kind of whiny.
Yeah.
I just don't like that very much. And the girl that plays her in the movie, and I can't think of her name, but she was in that ice skating movie. I can't think of the name of that either. But she actually, I think her Donna is she's just a better Donna. She's a better
portrayal.
Right. She doesn't seem as weak. She seems stronger and more alert, and I don't know. I just like her Donna better.
Gotcha.
Laura Flynn Boyle, I want to like her, but I just don't like her herself. I think it's her as an actress. I just don't like her. Plus I know all the stories about, she was dating Kyle MacLachlan at the time. And she was flipping out and having a fit about the whole Audrey thing. So she didn't want, you know, Kyle in any kind of situation with Sherilyn Fenn, which is
Right.
just ridiculous, you know.
Right.
And sad too, because okay, so everybody talks about how weird it is that Audrey's in high school and Kyle's looking at her with those kind of eyes, you know,
Right.
and that whole thing. But even though I was in high school at the time, I didn't look at it that weird. Like I was like, oh, I kind of want them to get together, you know?
Right.
But I also had a lot of respect for the writers when they decided to have Kyle go, you know, hey, you know, there are things that I want and there are things that I need, and they're two totally different things, you know?
Right.
So he tells her, put your clothes back on, you know?
Right. Exactly. Well, see, and this is the thing too, is because he could have easily chose to do it. And when you really think about it, really, you know, Whitney got in trouble because she's 18.
Yeah.
You know, but the fact that he realizes that, you know, especially mentally, you know what I mean? There's two completely different levels to this. You know what I mean? So for him to have that wherewithal to be like, no, I can't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this just can't happen. Like, I do like you, but this can't happen. You know what I mean? To leave it at that, that was really good writing by the writers. Because I will say, if they did probably, you know, let them two hook up, they probably would have caught some heat for that.
It would. I mean? It would.
Yeah. So,
and I mean, Laura Flynn Boyle was just throwing a stink about it, you know. So
right.
I guess they just didn't want to upset her, so they just, you know. Plus,
and the funny thing is, they're not even together anymore.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah,
you know,
married somebody else.
Yeah, like it's amazing. Like, you know, you go through all that basically trying to stop somebody professionally from playing out a scene or whatever that might be a little bit sexual because you are actually in a relationship with them. And I get it, you're in a relationship with them, but you know this is how this works. It's acting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is what you signed up for. Hold up. Hold on. Now that I think about it, how's she gonna sit there and be like that with him? But she was kissing all up on James in the entire show.
I know.
Yo, Laura Flynn Boyle, crazy.
Definitely. Yeah.
I just had to think about that. That was just coming to me. I'm like, wait, I've seen her kiss homeboy in the show. So what you talking about? Oh man, that's crazy.
With her, what's good for the goose isn't good for the gander, I guess. So
right, exactly. But what I was saying with her character, I don't know, like it just. I feel like 1 minute she doesn't know whether to whine or cry and be sulky about something, but then the next moment she's putting on Laura's shades, she's lighting a cigarette, she's trying to be all cool, and she has this promiscuous side to her, it seems. But then it's like you don't really, so far anyway, from what you don't really get anything out of that. And I mean, like.
Do you have any idea about why she might change when she puts on the sunglasses?
I've so far I feel like maybe she's taken some inspiration of Laura in her. I don't know, like
everything Laura. Okay, so and you'll find this out in the movie too, but
okay,
Laura's stuff. Every time somebody puts it on or touches it, it has an effect on them because it's been affected by Bob. So.
Oh, so there's a supernaturalness to it.
Right. You'll see like when
that makes sense because like I said, one moment she's all like, James, hug me, you know, and stuff. And I'm just like, wait a minute, just a couple minutes ago, you had the fucking shades on. You're looking like Sarah Connor over here, looking like you're ready to terminate somebody. Like, what is this? Like, and that's why I'm like, was so conflicted with her character because I'm like, I don't know how to take you, lady. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, but that is a credit to the writers.
Yeah. Now,
Laura, for writing that character that way.
Laura's cousin, too. You can tell when she puts them on, she acts a little different as well.
I'm not going to lie to you. I ain't going to lie to you, Jamie. I thought what they was going to do when they introduced Maddie And she says, "Oh, sometimes me and Laura used to switch." I was like, "That's fucking Laura," and the one who's dead is Maddie. You know what I mean? Now
Yeah.
they're both dead, and I'm just like, "Oh, well, there goes that."
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I have to tell you, we need to talk about that scene for a
Okay,
second, because that, to this day, is probably one of the most brutal deaths ever on national television. I'm talking like network TV. I'm not talking like
right.
cable, but network TV showed that. It was a long segment. That is a long death.
It
And
is.
it is brutal to watch. And they even have slow motion in it. And I mean,
Yep.
for that to be on TV in 1990 was unheard of. I mean, you just did not
Agree.
see anything, because back then, what was it? It was the Cosby Show, it
Mm-hmm.
was Family Matters, it was Full House, all these
Yep.
family shows. So there
Yep.
wasn't like this and all of the
Wrestling was
violent
very
stuff.
PG.
Yeah. Yeah. And the
You
violent
had
stuff would
wrestlers
happen.
being, farmers and you know, policemen and stuff like that. And the mid '90s, we started to see a really dramatic shift. But you make a good point. In the early '90s, that scene is definitely very brutal
Yeah.
for network television for early '90s.
Yeah, my face. Okay, I'll never forget that night. I was sitting in my room doing my math homework, and I look up and I'm watching this scene, and my mouth was just like it hit
Right,
my jaw hit the floor, and I was like, I can't believe they're showing this on television. This is amazing. But I was proud of them for doing it, because
right.
I wanted to see things pick up like that. And I love David Lynch, and I love how he takes risks like that. So
Absolutely.
for them to show that was just absolutely just unheard of. And
Right.
without Twin Peaks, we wouldn't have been able to get to a point where we have shows like The Sopranos or Shameless or any of these other like super risque shows that show a lot of stuff that
Harper's
they
Island.
wouldn't. Yeah. Yeah. Any of those shows, because with Twin Peaks kind of set the tone and set the way and opened up the pathway so that these shows could do more risky things. Before that,
Right.
it was totally different. It really was. But after it things started to change on TV, and that was kind of nice.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because that's how I feel about the Chucky TV series being on Sci-Fi. Because up until that point on Sci-Fi, you've seen everything: the Children of the Corns, Leprechauns, everything be watered down.
Yeah.
So when they announced Chucky's going on Sci-Fi, this was my literal reaction. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
like, the death of Chucky as we know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I
then we
mean,
get to that third episode in the auditorium, and he starts going off being Chucky. And I was just like, wow, like Sci-Fi actually pulled the trigger. You know what I mean? It's good to see networks loosen up a little bit. Like, listen, there's a reason you have TV ratings for a reason.
right.
You know what I mean? If a parent decides to let their child watch that, that's not your fault.
Right.
That's how I look at it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so it's a really good point you made about, especially for the time, that was taking risks. And you have to do that, especially in that type of time, because you think about it, late 80s, early 90s, stuff like that, like murder mysteries, the horror genre, shit was getting stale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for that to come out and then show that type of brutality on a TV screen, not on a big screen, on a national television that you can watch, anybody can watch with parental guidance, without parental guidance. I agree with you that was not only a big risk, but that is very brutal scene for TV in early 90s.
It was really it was hard for me to watch the first time. I got used to it after a while, but that first time watching it, I was like, I cannot believe. And then I kept thinking, okay, it's going to be over soon. It's going to be over soon. And it kept going. And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. I can't believe they're doing this. But it really was a move that without them doing that, TV wouldn't have gone the same direction. Again, also with this whole idea of a ongoing storyline, because
Right.
back then it was stuff like Murder, She Wrote and, Hill Street
Classic.
Blues and all these shows that were like, an hour long, and they were done, everything tied up in a nice little bow at the end,
I got something for you. Silk Stockings on USA.
I remember that.
With Don Johnson, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yep. But you're right. It was literally like everything's an hour, and then we move on to the next episode, and it's a different story.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, definitely for the 90s, Twin Peaks is ahead of its time.
Way. And it actually, I really do think it paved the way for everything else, because it changed television. It changed the way it was done. So after that, you had a lot of shows like that.
Looking at it from where you're looking at it from, early in the 90s, things were stale, watered down. You didn't really see a lot of violence. Even with the Jason and Freddy TV shows that they had, they didn't show much violence in those.
No.
It was more comedic than anything and stuff. And then in TV shows, like even soap operas, like you said, it's kind of like a parody of soap operas.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen like maybe in Days of Our Lives and stuff, they show like a little bit of violence, but they don't show the actual violence of it. This did.
The soap opera stuff, like they have that in show soap opera. What is it called?
In show soap opera.
Yeah, the soap opera they're always watching.
Invitation to Love.
That's it. Yes.
Invitation to Love.
Yes, Invitation to Love. And so if you listen and you watch what is going on in that show, there are parallels in that show that are actually
happening in real time in Twin Peaks.
Right. Like
that makes a lot of sense.
Like the whole
that's right thing. Because when Lucy is watching it, there's a certain situation that's going on that is reminiscent of her situation.
Yeah.
That's right. Wow, that's creative genius right there, because I didn't catch that initially. You know what I mean? Until we just started really talking about it. And that's creative genius when you can do that, when you can sit there and visibly parody. You know what I mean? You're watching a soap opera, but what's on the TV screen is mirroring what's going on in your actual TV show. That's really good.
Yeah, it is. And it's one of my favorite little tweaks in the show, that is very small, and you have to really pay attention to notice it. I didn't notice it the first few times I watched the show. It took, a couple run throughs of the show for me to pick up on everything. But I've been watching the show for 30 years almost now. So, I mean, I've picked up on most little nuances in the show. So.
Right. Well, it's definitely a really good show. I'm really glad that slowly but surely you hammered this sucker into my head and you made me concede defeat. I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to give it a chance. And once I did give it a chance, it was just like, all right, you know what? I think I'm just going to kick back, relax, and enjoy this shit, because this is a ride. You know what I mean? Like,
now in season 2, there's going to be some storylines that are going to drive you nuts. Okay. Because they drove us all nuts, but it really was because of the writer's strike at the time.
Yeah.
They were kind of just filling stuff in. And they had a lot of guest directors and stuff. Like, really, honestly, David Lynch doesn't even direct most of the show. It's mostly guest directors. And you can see, they'll tell you who directed what. Even Susan Sarandon directed an episode of the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I did see, because I'm in season 2, that they have added like certain new little characters, like Clarence Williams III.
Yeah.
He's one of the FBI agents and stuff like that. You get to meet the head director.
Have you seen Dan O'Hurley's character yet? Dan O'Hurley,
so.
From Halloween 3.
No, I don't think so.
Cochran. He's in it.
No, I haven't seen his role yet. No,
he's coming. He's in it.
Shit.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not going to tell you who he plays. I'm not going to tell you, but
I'm going to call it now. He's Andrew Packard. He's Andrew Packard. The only reason why I say that is because Andrew Packard is supposedly dead or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to, if I'm going to be correct here, Piper Laurie's character is a little bit older. So Cochran, he's a little bit older, so that would make sense if he's Andrew Packard.
Yeah.
Oh, this shit's about to get turned upside down.
Oh, it's gonna
and you
get
got
good.
him. You got him playing that role. Oh man.
Now, did Cooper got shot already, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you saw the whole thing with the giant.
Yep, the giant and the old man. Yep.
Yeah, and saying, the owls are not what they seem. That's
Yep.
because Bob possesses.
I was about to say he possesses the owls.
He possesses the owls.
Yep.
And part of this book, and I'm going to start showing you my stuff now, showing everybody my stuff. Part of the secret history of Twin Peaks will tell you that Bob inhabits the owls, and Laura sees him in the owls. She can see him. They even have if you had those blue and green glasses like Dr. Jacoby does, it will show you. I got to find the page. This is a very big book.
You're good. While I do that, I'm going to touch on some of these comments real quick.
Okay.
Scott saying that was funny with the look on your face the other day. What I said about Rob Zombie should do a remake of Scream. Yeah, bro, no moss on that one.
Okay, so
I ain't going with that one, buddy. Sorry.
Like this one right here. If you have those glasses with the blue and the red, you can see that there's this all-seeing eye right on top of this owl.
Oh, wow.
There's a few pages in here that are like that. It's really cool.
Damn, that's sick.
But this tells you.
Queen, hold on real quick, Jamie. Reed Queen Dream is saying, is she talking about Till Lindemann?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, Requiem. But thank you for stopping in. We're actually talking about Twin Peaks.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who Till Lindemann is. Okay, so this book, it tells you the whole history of the town. It tells you how the town got started. It tells you about the ring. Do you know about the ring yet? Have you seen the ring yet?
About Cooper's ring?
Not Cooper's ring. That's a totally different ring. There's another ring that's going to be coming up. You'll see. It's a jade ring, and it's got this symbol on it. I'm trying to find. I guess I'll just have to show you this. Take the jacket cover thing off. So this symbol on the front, not the owl, but the square in the two. Okay, so that is not only an owl symbol, it's also a symbol for the two mountains with Twin Peaks in between.
Oh wow, that's just sick.
Yeah, that's a cool symbol, right?
Yeah, it is.
I can't remember what I was going to say about the symbol. Anyway, it's a big part of the history. Oh, the ring has it on it. That's what I was going to say. You'll also see that symbol have they gone to the cave yet?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. So when it gets to the point where they're going to go to the cave, you'll see that symbol. They'll tell you more about that symbol then. But this is a good book, guys. If you want to know anything about the history of Twin Peaks, it actually involves Lewis and Clark and a whole.
Wait, Lois and Clark?
Lewis and Clark, yes.
Wait, like Superman shit?
No, not Lois. Lewis.
Oh, okay. Lewis and Clark. Okay.
The explorers, Lewis and Clark.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm about to say, where the hell does Superman fit in this timeline?
Yeah, Lewis and Clark, the explorers, they're a part of the story, so it's really cool, and it's also really cool because it's not set up like a regular book. It's got like articles and things like it's almost set up detail. It's almost set up as if you're an investigator and you're reading all these folders, right?
See, I like shit like that.
If you're an FBI agent and reading all the folders, that's what it's like.
Do they have the audio book for it too?
I think there is an audio book. I think there probably is.
Hell yeah. I love me some audio books.
So this one I got right before season 3 came out because there was going to be information in it that would help me understand season 3 a little more, even though, to be honest, that's not true. Because it didn't really help me out in any aspect, to be honest, in understanding. I'm still grappling.
You're still trying to wrap your mind around what's going on.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out season 3. It's still in my mind fresh. I've seen it one time and I remember every detail. That is how good the show was and how into it I was.
Right. And
But
plus, you've
because
been a fan of this for so long, you know, you're invested in it.
I
So
am,
when you become invested in it, everything you see is like photographic memory. You
right.
know, it's just like when we watch Halloween, when we watch Scream, we're so ingrained in these movies, you know, because we grew up on them and we love them. Photographic memory. We can picture this, picture that before anybody else really can.
hmm Um, okay, so that is The Secret History of Twin Peaks. And I recommend that book to anybody that's interested in watching the show, and especially if you're gonna watch through the whole series. This one, this is called The Final Dossier. Now what this is after the show ended.
Mhm.
This is all the files that they put together at the end of the show. Tammy Preston, who is kind of Cooper's replacement,
Okay.
she's looking for Cooper because well, I don't want to tell you anything.
Wait a minute. Wait. So wait, is it the wait? Where were we at? The book, or is this a part of the movie too?
This is part of the movie, the show. I mean,
Okay.
everything. It ties all up, all the loose ends
Okay.
up
Got you.
for the most part. It's not
Got you.
perfect, of course.
Hell yeah.
So this is the Blu-ray set. I recommend this set
Yeah, that's
to
sick.
anybody that wants to. It is cool. I took the discs out though because unfortunately, it has this system of storage that is like, in these little sleeves, which I don't like, but I do like that it tells you chapters and it gives you pictures. And at
Right.
the very end, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. Marcus, you're gonna love this. At the very end, on the last page, let me get to it. It's not easy to maneuver this box, but
Oh, you're good. Take your time, Jamie.
it is what I think that everybody should have. Okay, so there's a little pocket in here,
Ew.
and inside the pocket,
That shit is sick.
Yeah? right?
That is sick. I like that.
Yeah. So,
Fire, walk with me. I love that line, by the way. I
Yeah.
absolutely love that line.
Now, this set has everything, literally everything, except for season 3. It has the whole season 1, season 2, the movie
Nice.
Fire Walk with Me, the movie Fire Walk with Me, The Missing Pieces, which is what he did was he took a bunch of footage that he did not put into Fire Walk with Me and basically
Okay.
made a whole second movie.
A whole second movie with it.
Right. And
Wow.
it's really interesting because it fills in some things and I enjoy it. Now it's not put together like a movie. It's more put together like a bunch of chapters, but it's still something that people should see if they're going to watch, season 3.
Gotcha. Hell yeah.
So I recommend this, guys. It wasn't cheap. Okay. And I don't even know if it's still in print. So if you try to find it, it might be very expensive, but it was in print still when I bought it. So
Nice.
now this is season 3. This is do you want to ask them?
No, go ahead.
Still, this is season 3, and I didn't get the Blu-ray. I just got this on DVD because at the time that was all I could find, and I figured it wasn't a big deal. So, and as you can see, I have already opened this, and I don't like how the discs are necessarily put in here, but I'll probably get jewel cases for them eventually anyway.
Gotcha.
But this is all of season 3, and it's 18 episodes long.
Yeah, I saw that.
Episode 8 is mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. There's barely any dialogue in it, and it's mostly in black and white, but it doesn't matter. It's so, once you see episode 8, you'll be like, I want to watch it again. I want to watch it again.
Wow.
It's so visually stunning. It's visually stunning.
Wow.
So it's definitely worth your time to look up this show, and even if you love the show, buy it.
Right.
I got this at FYE, so it was.
FYE still has great stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was only like $20 if I remember right. So
Yeah, you can definitely find some good deals there still too.
yeah. Now,
Yeah, Scott. Yeah, Scott. Twin Peaks is a TV series. It is they have a couple movies on it, but
yeah,
it's basically a little bit of everything, Scott. It is a massive whodunit. Even when you get to who is revealed as, the person who's the killer, there are still so many storylines involving these characters that it still has the whodunit aspect, especially in terms of who could pop up next, who people say that they have died, could they pop up, stuff like that. Like, it is just, the stories are so interchangeable, but it's consistent. And if you, like I said, if you like drama, if you like crime, like, action, like drug dealing, stuff like that, espionage type of shows, if you like whodunits, obviously you do because you're a big Scream fan. Suspense, everything, a little bit of comedy. This
yes.
TV show has literally everything you could ask for. So, Scott, definitely give it a look. I know usually, we talk a lot of Scream and stuff like that, but that's what we're talking about here tonight, buddies. We're talking about Twin Peaks. If you haven't seen it, buddy, check it out. I'm telling you will not be disappointed, man.
Yeah, I see. Keeps asking Screen questions.
Yeah. Listen, with how much Scream shit I put out over the last few months, how can you blame them?
Dude, I've been here for every one of them.
Right,
exactly. Every single one.
Exactly. It's so hard, not to talk about it. You know what I mean? Especially when we have a 7th film that we're wondering is going to get done or not. So, I mean? I don't hate on it. I don't hate on it at all. We all love Scream. Right. But I implore you to go love up on some Twin Peaks. This shit, it's so real. I feel like just for me, it's just so real. Yeah. Like everything you see, you could actually see this shit happening as if it was a real life soap opera.
Yeah. The casting for the show was incredibly good because every single character, the people that are playing them, you believe it. You believe that they're who they say they are. And the fact that you've seen them in other things never seems to interfere, Right. I really think that it was a genius show, and it's sad that it didn't last long, Right. It was one of those shows that was just flew right by, and it's unfortunate that they didn't keep it on. I would have loved to have seen it go further, but I knew once they revealed that everything was going to go after that, and it did, because the premise of the show was who killed Laura Palmer, but it was never supposed to be solved. It was never supposed to be solved. And David Lynch, Mark Frost, all the characters, they all tried to tell the studio this, and they just were like, no, that's not how things are done. See, you have to wrap it up.
And this is why, and this is exactly why, and we have to thank some of these studios for their shenanigans when it comes to shit like this, because then you have creators who say, you know what? I'm not going to go through all that. You know what I mean? I really want to make it the way I want to make it. I don't really care about the money, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. I just want to make a really cool project. And they get people, nonprofit to support it, Indiegogo, and make their own fan films about it and stuff. And this is why, and I really believe this, Jamie, in so many ways, fan films are going to be somewhat of the new future when it comes to movies, because it's like when you have big executive studios watering down your favorite stuff, or even the new stuff that when you watch this movie, okay, if they would have allowed them to actually do this, this could have been 10 times better. Creators are going to get tired of that. We've already seen it, especially over the last, I want to say over the last 10 years, we have seen a massive uptick in fan films.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Why? Because we have these studios. My whole thing is this, especially with an R-rated movie. Why are you watering it down?
Yeah.
It's already an R-rated film.
Because that's the problem. We're going through this we're going through this thing right now where our society is messed up in the head, right? Because we started this social media thing without even stopping to think for a second whether we were mature enough to handle it as a society, you know. And to be honest, we're not, because a lot of people they really think that their opinion matters so much. And
Right.
and the thing is, when you have a small group of people, they usually have loud mouths. I mean, look what happened to Silent Night, Deadly Night in the 80s, okay? It's 1984. I'm watching TV, sitting on the floor with my brothers, playing cars or whatever it is we were doing. I was 11. I hear this, you know, Christmas music come. So I turn and I look at the TV, and it seems like it's going to be a Christmas commercial, right? All of a sudden, everything starts slowing down and getting scarier. But me, my face lights up, right? My eyes get bigger and bigger, and I get this huge smile on my face, like, what's this, you know?
Right.
But the women, these moms in their houses, my mom didn't care. My mom was like, whatever. She knew what I could handle, what I couldn't, what my brothers could handle, what they couldn't. She trusted us. She trusted our opinions on whether we could watch something or not. But these mothers who got that movie taken out of the theater, they didn't even stop to even ask what it was about. They didn't even consider. All they cared about was the fact that that commercial on TV was scaring their kids. And I don't care. I mean, then don't let your kids watch it, you know?
Right. Exactly. I'm 100% with you on that.
I mean, it's a parent's responsibility to provide good content for their child and to steer them in a certain direction. If you don't want your child to be watching something that you think is,
not suitable for children,
right, not suitable, then don't let them watch it. But don't complain to the artist about their art. This is art, you know. And without art, we wouldn't even have a society. That's what every single great society on this planet that has ever existed has existed, because their art started their architecture and stuff like that, you know, like Rome and Greece, you know, and Egypt. They had beautiful art. That's what's important. And I think a lot of people, if they're not creative, I mean, we come from a creative background, so we're all going to look at it in a little bit of a different perspective. But what a lot of people don't realize is that art is so important for the mind, and so important for the development of the mind. And I think that, you know, art and music should be taught to kids at a very young age, because music, it's in itself helps with math, you know. It does, like they say that different tones and stuff and different musical tones can help develop the brain. So I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent now.
No, you're good. No, because I agree with what you're saying, because, you know, it's just like I said, you as the parent have the right to choose whether your child watches that or not. There are parental guidelines for a reason.
Right.
Don't sit there and try to get somebody shut down for doing something they love.
Yeah.
You know, that's like if, you know, whether it's like if you love, you know, you like to be a nurse or whatever, you wouldn't want me coming in there saying, oh no, you can't take their temperature. You can't do this. You can't do that. You wouldn't like that at all. So like when I do see somebody's, you know, parents like, oh, you know, I don't agree with, you know, putting that type of stuff on TV or whatever and stuff. It's like, listen, I'm not trying to disrespect you or tell you how to raise your kids, but if you don't want them to watch it, it's your decision. Yeah. Yours solely. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, don't sit there and make it bad for us, though, who actually do like it and whose parents actually do trust us enough to know that if we watch Michael Myers stab somebody, we're not going to go put on the Halloween mask and go do the save. You know, like.
The problem is that a lot of people think that their opinions are, you know, like, how was I going to put it? That a lot of people think that because they have a certain opinion about something and that they feel maybe they have the moral high ground, which is absolutely ridiculous, because I think moral high ground is actually kind of relative, you know. They think they have the moral high ground, but the truth is, they're not. They're actually they're actually tightwads because they're telling other people, you know, you can't do this. They're telling other people
how to
what
live
they
their
can and
lives.
cannot do. And that's wrong. And that's why I'm totally against book burning. That's why I'm pro-choice. That's why, you know, I'm against like, you know, telling people how to do their art. Even like, okay, so the Jeepers Creepers guy, right? He's a kitty diddler or whatever. And everybody's like, I won't
That's
watch it.
right.
I
I
won't
keep
watch it. I
hearing
won't watch
about
it.
that now.
Right. So, but I go, hey, I understand that he is a bad person, that he has done a bad thing, and that we all should be mad at him. But that doesn't mean that he didn't make great art. Okay.
That's
So
true.
if you're gonna take a person and say that, you know, oh, because they did this bad thing, I don't want to even look at their art, that's fine. But don't tell everybody else that they can't look
Right.
at it either. You know,
No, I agree.
I'm a firm believer in, you know, I can separate the crime from the art. The art, I can separate the action from the artist. So
Absolutely. I agree.
I just feel like it's not fair to a lot of people who really put a lot of hard work into their art, that just one tiny thing, well, it's not tiny what he did. It isn't tiny in any way, shape, or form.
No.
But one thing that he did will just ruin everything for the rest of his life. And I thought that we were about rehabilitation here, but it turns
Right.
out that
Well,
a lot of people don't believe in rehabilitation.
well,
They
see,
believe
I'll
in
say this.
shutting
I'll say
everything down.
this. I'll say this about it. What I've come to learn is if you like somebody and they do something like that, as long as you like them, you don't have to. You won't hear nothing about let's take away their art, let's not do something, or let's cancel them if you like them. But if you
Right.
don't like that person, then it's full go get rid of them, cancel them. And to me, that's you can't play that side. You got to meet it in the middle. You know what I mean? Just because you might like that somebody over the other, if they do the same thing as I did, you know what I mean? Hold them to the same accountability and the same tongue lashing and the backlash that you would me, you know. And I agree with you on that, because like there's been so many over the last couple of years, like, and you hear it all the time, like, oh, you know, we don't want this and we don't want that. And it's just like, guys, don't sit there and mess up something that I love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you don't like it. I'm not trying to do that for you. You know what I mean? Even if I don't agree with it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to do that for you. So, I mean, and for me, and I guess maybe also because I grew up with a mother who didn't care to watch that I watch horror movies and stuff. She watched it with me. She molded me.
My mom too. Same
You know what I
thing.
mean? She molded me. So it's like I never took it as, okay, this is bad to watch on TV because I'm a child. I took it as this is a form of entertainment.
Right.
Just like everything else.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just like everything else. You know, action, drama, it's a form of entertainment. Now, do I get it? We do have some of those out there that do go off and unfortunately do things that are inspired by these movies and stuff. Yes. But that is like one every, you can't hold you just because one person does something doesn't mean the whole bunch should get spoiled.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So I agree with you on that. You know what I mean? Hopefully we can get back to a society to where not only things like this are viewed more as just a form of entertainment, but if you are going to sit there and point the finger at somebody and say, oh, well, we don't like your art, we don't like something you did, you need to be canceled, then you need to do the same thing for the person that you do like that commits the same type of action.
Right. Stop
You know,
canceling
so
people, by the way, people. Stop canceling. It's so stupid. This whole, like, everybody is so power hungry. Like, people want to have this power to go out there and say, I don't like what you did. I don't like what you said. So I'm going to make sure your life is miserable. And I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair to anybody. And I also think it's really snobby, you know? I don't go around pretending like I know better than everybody else, and I'm going to tell everybody that what they should and should not do. I might,
Right.
Speak my opinion about something, but I'm not going to tell somebody else,
Right.
cancel this person. You can't don't watch this movie. Don't watch
Right.
Roman Polanski's movies because Roman Polanski is a bad man. Well,
Right.
I don't care if he's a bad man. He makes good movies.
Exactly.
I really love Rosemary's Baby, and I love The Ninth Gate, and I love the oh, I forgot the name of it. Anyway, I love his movies, and I don't see any reason that I should just shut it out just because he did something wrong. And I don't understand why people do. I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. But
yeah, that's just how unfortunately things are and stuff like that. And we're just, as a society, we're just in a really fragile place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, I have a feeling, because I always like to keep hope. I have a feeling all that type of stuff is going to really die down here really soon. And I don't want to say things will go back to normal, because things are never normal.
Right. Yeah,
things are never normal to begin with. Things are never normal to begin with, but hopefully we can all get to some common ground. You know what I mean? To where it's like, okay, well, you know what? I don't like that. What's on TV? Listen, you're my child. I'm not gonna let you watch it. I'm not gonna sit there and go complain about it, and try to get it taken off the air. But I'm not gonna let you watch it.
Right.
And then vice versa. You know what? I know it's a little bit bloody. I know it's a little bit gory. I know it's based on a horror story or whatever, but it's a form of entertainment. I trust that, you're not going to do nothing crazy. You know what? Let's watch this scary movie or scary TV show together. You know what I mean? Like, well, I feel like we'll get there. We'll get there at some point. We'll get back there at some point.
I hope so. I just hope that people stop interfering in everybody else's lives all the time and start, paying attention to their own, because
That's
I feel like
a
lot of Twitter is a cesspool of filth. Twitter drives me absolutely crazy because all you ever see on there is something negative. Everything everybody hates. Nobody ever talks about what they love. Nobody ever talks about what they like. It's always I hate this and I hate that and I hate you and I'm gonna go troll people over here and troll people over there. It's really ridiculous. It really
is.
Yeah.
It's like I said this, and I'm gonna keep saying this until we get. I mean, we show a lot of it here in our community, but I'm gonna keep saying this until I start seeing it in other communities and other forms as well. We don't love thy neighbor the way we used to.
No, we don't, and that is a shame.
It really is. We do not love thy neighbor the way we used to, and that's how I was always brought up. You love thy neighbor. You know what I mean? You don't pass judgment on somebody because that's God's job. You know what I mean? Because
I say it all the time. I was raised by a village. No kidding. Like you could not in my neighborhood, if you did something bad, it didn't matter where you were. It didn't matter what parent caught you. One of those parents in the neighborhood was going to catch you. And one of those parents in the neighborhood was going to yell at you and go to your mom and tell your mom, So that's how I grew up with, a group of people who I ended up respecting because they all got like the whole neighborhood raised us all.
Right.
And I find that to be just absent these days. And I also feel bad for kids these days because like when I went to school, every single day from about 4th grade on up, I went to school and the minute I got there, all of us hugged each other. Every day we hugged each other. All of us, girls, guys, we hugged each other because we cared about each other. And the thing that bothers me is that if you tried to do that today, if the kids tried to do that today, they'd get yelled at. And the thing is, my life was shit at home and shit outside of everything else. So me going to school and getting those hugs from my friends really meant something. And it probably helped me to become a better person. So I honestly,
that was a comfort place.
Yeah. I honestly think that, everyone has everything kind of backwards. They think they're doing the right moral thing. They think they are. But the truth is, they're not. They're being more dictator like rather than understanding. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
No, I 100% agree, and it just goes back to saying, like you said, what the problem is, especially with sites like, Twitter and stuff like that, is, too many people are in other people's fucking business.
Yeah. And there's a lot of hate.
Yes, and there's a lot of hate and stuff, and you're passing judgment on somebody, but you're not being truthful about the wrongdoing that you might be doing.
Right.
And that's why I try my best. We're all, we all do it every once in a while, pass judgment or whatever, but that's why I try my best not to, because I know I haven't lived the cleanest life. You know what I mean? And stuff. I have not been perfect. You know what I mean? That's why I tried my best not to pass judgment, whether I agree with you or whether I don't agree with you. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I try my best to stay out of that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
hopefully, like I said, hopefully we'll get back to some type of common ground to where start stuff like, trying to cancel artists or people just because they have done something, whether it's small, whether it's big. It's something like Dino said here in the chat, and I'll pull it up real quick. You have to differentiate the art from the artist.
Yes.
You do. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm gonna go there real quick. It's just like, with R. Kelly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He did a heinous thing. He did a lot of heinous things. But
he has a nice voice.
I can listen to his music and know that me personally, and I'm not trying to take shots, I'm just being honest. I can listen to his music and know personally that I am thinking about a grown woman.
Yeah.
When I'm listening to the song. You know what I mean? Like, dead serious. Because because I've seen it out there, like on stuff like Twitter and stuff like, oh, I'm never listening to R. Kelly's music again because he's basically talking about teenage girls. You don't have to look at it that way.
No, you don't.
You
It's
don't.
a love song.
Like,
it's universal.
right.
You don't have to focus on the bad crime that he did, and maybe he didn't even write that with that in mind. You're just making that up.
Right.
You don't even know. You weren't in his head when he wrote it. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
It's just wrong.
Exactly, it is. And I think Dino said it perfectly. You have to differentiate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
Like you have to. That's the only way we're ever going to get back to some common ground. Like, it's just like if I committed something, that I shouldn't have committed. You know what I mean? Are you going to sit there and say, "Oh, we'll cancel Marcus's YouTube show then"? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, listen, I made a bad choice. I made a mistake. You know what I mean? But don't sit there and try to. I won't even going to say it like that. What I do in my personal life, whether it's good or bad, right or wrong, that has nothing to do with the content that I put on my YouTube channel.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I'm 100% in agreement with you on that, Jamie. And I want to say something to Dino real quick because because Dino said that he's going to start watching it too a couple days ago. So he said, I actually just started the series yesterday. So I'm just going to say, have a great stream. I'll drop my like and watch the replay.
All right. I understand because we are dropping quite a few spoilers, actually.
Yes.
So I totally get it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I have to go for like 1 second.
Yeah, go. Hey, do what you got to do, girl.
All right. I'll be
do
right
what you got to
back.
do. All right. Hey, you're not supposed to say that, though. I'll always say that shit. Anytime somebody tells me they got to be right back, I'm hitting them with that shit.
I heard you say that before I took my earphones off, and I was like, "Oh shit! I did this. I did say I'll be right back. I'll be right back."
Right. Get back to some of you guys. I mean, it's funny you say this, Val, if you're still here, which I'm going to assume you are. But Val, it's funny you say that because once I get done with everything, the two seasons, well, all 3 seasons, but the 2 seasons, the 2 films, and then the 3rd season, and then the fan film, I definitely do think we should do a Twin Peaks live watch party. I would like to go through the entire series again with watch parties. That would be a lot of fun. I absolutely love this show. Like, so I would definitely be down to do that. It's a really good show. And if you guys haven't done so already, which I'm sure you did, but if there happen to be any new viewers that come across the stream, if you haven't done so, definitely shoot the like button. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm a ton. As well as if you are a new viewer, shoot that subscribe button, that notification bell, so you get all the latest content updates to the channel. And if you want to become a member here to the channel, shoot over to the channel dashboard, shoot the join button, choose what level of membership definitely works for you. We'd love to have you guys here as a cast and crew channel member here to the channel. But as you guys know, here with Jami talking some Twin Peaks season 1, guys, I'm already in season 2, like episode 10. Yeah, over the last, I want to say 2 days full, because I started Monday night. Yeah, I started Monday night, and then I've been watching it like 3 to 5 episodes ever since and stuff. So, guys, again, if you have not watched Twin Peaks, definitely go give it a watch. It's worth it. It is so good. There's so many different storylines. Like, it's a whirlwind, but it's not like a whirlwind where you'll really get lost. If you really just pay attention, you will follow really well along the entire ride. You will understand everything. Everything makes sense if you just take the time to pay attention.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that you won't even have a hard time doing that because the show has this like vacuum effect. It just draws you right in, and it's really awesome. Hey, I wanted to ask you, because one of my favorite things in all of Twin Peaks is when they go to One-Eye Jack's and they have and Cooper's all dressed up, and and he's winning. He wins it. He knows he's gonna win it. He's got like, psychic inside him. I think that's really funny. I love that little supernatural aspect to the show where Cooper has a little bit of a sixth sense, and it's helped him in his career.
Yes, man. I won't even say Jami. He's got like 7, 8 senses.
Yeah,
this motherfucker can see shit coming from miles away. Like, he has these attributes, like it's like a normal sixth sense. Then he has these dreams.
Yeah.
Then he has these visions that are happening while he's awake. Like, this dude, he is everything that you would want in an FBI profiler. If you had, God forbid, I mean, knock on wood, if somebody close to you ever went missing, he's the guy that you would want on the case, because he's going to find this shit out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's that guy. Like, that's why I say, like, so far, and I don't think it's going to change, but it might. It could. Always, leave the door open. But right now, through so far 1.5 seasons, because I haven't finished the full second season or whatever, but so far through what I've watched, he's my favorite character in this entire TV show. He
is. I just absolutely love Cooper. I mean, he is the best FBI agent ever to grace the screen. His attitude, all his quirky things,
Yeah, and the quirkiness. That's what gets me, Jami, is the quirkiness.
I love it. I love how quirky he is. I love how he loves his coffee. I love how he loves his pie. I love how he like immerses himself into all these simple things about the town, like the trees and, being, part of the Bookhouse Boys and the whole thing. It's just so, I don't know. It's just so
That's another thing I liked about it too, is the Bookhouse Boys.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
Yeah, it is. I like that a lot.
Lucy is the only female that's allowed in the bookhouse. And there's a reason for that. Because Lucy is the one who puts the books in the bookhouse. She orders the books for the bookhouse. So she's the only woman that is allowed in the bookhouse. And she has one book in there. The secret history book will tells you what each person's favorite book is. And Cooper's is the assassination of John F. Kennedy.
I could see that. Yeah. I really can. I could see that being his. That's right, because he does mention it. That's right. Yeah, that definitely would be his shit.
I think
because he mentioned about wanting to find out who killed JFK.
Yes. And I think the sheriff's is like Charlotte's Web or something. It's really funny.
Another character I like too is the Indian, the deputy.
Oh,
Forget
yeah, Hawk.
Hawk. There we go.
He
I
plays a
like
big
Hawk.
part in season 3.
Yes, I like Hawk. He's really cool.
Yes.
I just like how he just fits in.
He goes, I love when he gets to the casino and he's like, it's a good thing you guys can't keep a secret. And
Yeah,
he's got
right.
that machete and he just throws it. That was awesome. I love that.
I like because I'm at the episode in season 2 where the DEA agent comes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And you know,
so that's the guy from why can't I think of the X-Files, right?
oh my God.
Oh,
That is fucking Duchovny.
yeah, it is.
Holy shit. Oh man.
Yeah.
I was waiting for him to show up in the show and I didn't even realize that was him.
That is him.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't want to tell you what happens in his future either because it's pretty cool. But he is one of my favorite characters on the show because that is the right way to do a trans person.
Right.
You know?
Right. Absolutely.
And he's so charming. I don't even care what he's dressed like.
Well, I like how he looks at Hawk, kind of gives him that eye, and Hawk just kind of gives him like the side look, like yeah. Hey, like he don't know what to say to him and stuff like that. It was just so funny. It was a funny interaction.
And he goes like this, you know, he goes like this, and he's like to shake hands. And I just thought that was just such a cute little like.
It was funny.
It was funny, yeah.
Right.
I just wanted to show everybody real quick the rest of what I got here so we can get that
go for it, baby.
Okay, so guys, this is The Secret Diary of Laura Palmer. Now, this came out. This is written by Jen Lynch. That's David Lynch's daughter.
Okay.
Now, this book came out between season 1 and season 2. So basically, the contents of this book sort of deals with more of season 1 and the events in season 1 than it does with season 2. But there are things, you know, that lead up to season 2 in this book. And it also obviously is going to lead up to, you know, when the pages become missing.
Right.
And, you know.
So let me ask you something. Did they tell Laura's actual like secrets in there?
Oh yeah. Laura.
Wow, that is so tight.
This is going to shock you. Okay. This is not an easy to read book because there's so much in it that you're like, I don't even know if I can say that out loud.
Right.
It's like American Psycho level stuff.
Whoa.
You know, it's really graphic. So it's going to be a hard read, which is why I'm going to do it behind her picture because I don't want people to see my face when I'm reading some of this stuff out, and I'm going to act it out too, some of it. So it's going to be It's going to be kind of risque. So Bobby, Donna, Bobby's best friend, can't think of his name, Mike, he's in this. Pretty much almost all the characters are in this, but it explains to you more about like her helping Josie with her English and her helping Johnny, you know, Audrey's older brother that has autism. It tells you all kinds of little things. So this is a good buy. Now I've had this for a long time. But it's not easy to find, and it might be kind of expensive. But then again, a person might not know what they have. So
right,
you know,
it's funny because I was looking up the cast list because you brought up Josie.
Yeah,
and Joanne Chen, who plays her, she literally looks like she hasn't aged a day.
She hasn't. You know, she wanted to be in season 3, and they just didn't. They just didn't write her a part. So she's not in season 3.
That's weird.
I know. She wanted to be big time too.
And it's funny because this is why I say, you know, what I said about, you know, Leprechaun, you know, because I talked about it in a video the other day and on a live stream. You know, while you have the opportunity, especially given the direction that these, you know, horror movies and stuff is trending with legacy characters and stuff like that, you got to strike while the iron's hot. If you have actors that you can bring back and you can give them a story and they want to be seen, bring him back.
Right.
Like, come on. There's a fandom for a reason. And this is why I get like this, especially with Leprechaun, is because, in all honesty, you know, I mean, no offense to Jennifer Aniston, but that movie launched her.
Yeah, but I'm on her side, because here's the thing. I honestly, I did know she was in it before she did Friends, but that's not what made her. Friends made her.
Right.
Leprechaun, she looks at Leprechaun like her dirty little secret. She doesn't want to be in horror movies. She's a comic actress. She likes comedy.
She is.
And she's always in comedies, and she's one heck of a beautiful woman. Holy crow, is she gorgeous. I mean, it just blows my mind every time I look at her. I'm like,
I just feel like if she just throws that, they throw the right amount of money, I'm hopeful for it. I want to see it happen, because I want to see that character get its due diligence. I don't feel like anybody talks about her as a final girl. And to me, she's one of the best. Like, I like her.
She doesn't, I don't think she feels like a final girl. I don't think she even considers herself one.
I could see why you would say that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
But like I said, like, you bringing that stuff up, like, there's a lot of stuff, I would like to see in terms of these, old school TV shows or movies. Bring these characters back. If they are still pretty much young to do it, and young enough to do it, bring them back.
Yeah. I really did think everybody, actually, all the whole Twin Peaks community really believed that, Joan Chen should come back. But for some reason, he just didn't write her in. So, I mean, and it took a lot for him to even get Audrey in it. So I don't want to tell you much about season 3. Audrey is in it, but I
well, at least Audrey's in it. At least Audrey's in it, because I like Audrey.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, Jamie, you see the comment here by Val. So,
yeah, I'm willing.
Listen, I told Val, when I'm done, sifting through season 2, sifting through the movies, and in season 3, we can definitely plan and do this, because it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I'm ready. I have all the equipment to do it. I'm ready to do it. I'm always willing to watch Twin Peaks, no matter what time of day, no matter what time of year, no matter what. And I watch Firewalk with me.
I'll ask you this.
Okay.
If we are going to do it, okay, so the first episode, because it is an hour and a half long.
Yeah, it's the pilot.
We'll do that separate. But then the other episodes, would you want to do it like 3 in a row? Like, or two episodes at a time? Like, how would you want to approach this?
What are they, like 40 minutes, 45 minutes?
Yeah.
long?
So I'd say maybe like 2 episodes at a time.
2 or 3 probably.
Yeah.
Would be good. Well, maybe 2, depending on what situation is going on. Also,
right.
Like season 1, it's so easy to get through that like fast,
Right.
But season 2 takes a little bit longer, and the plots start getting a little bit annoying and a little hairy coming further into season 2. But by the time you get to the final episode of season 2, which is directed by David Lynch, and you'll notice immediately the difference.
When it's not.
Yeah, you'll notice immediately that the angles are different, and that he's different when he does it. So it's definitely worth watching, even though there are things in it that will drive you nuts. like James, has he left yet? Has James Marshall's character left yet? Has James left yet?
No, he's still there.
Okay, well, there's going to be a part where he's going to leave. So, and then they follow his story, but it's so ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You're going to go, this is ridiculous. Now, has Heather Graham joined the cast yet?
No, she hasn't, but I did see she's on the cast list.
Yeah, she's coming, and she's a major, major, major part of the fan film. And I'm talking major. Like, she is the main character of Cameron's fan film. We did I was going to say this when you said about Indiegogo. We did the funding for that on Indiegogo.
Nice. I see a lot of content creators or people who are like, directors and stuff. They do that. Yeah. Indiegogo is the place to go.
25,000 he got.
Wow, that's awesome. See,
yeah.
But that comes to show that there are fans out there who want to see these projects get done from a fan's perspective.
Yeah.
Because we're not always going to get it in the movies.
Right.
You know, it's impossible for them to fit everything we could possibly want to see for said movie in 2 hours.
So has Wyndham Earl shown up yet? Do you know who that is?
No, but I'm waiting on him.
Okay, because that also is a huge part of. Well, you did hear what Cooper told Audrey, though, in
Yes.
the bed about why he is the way he is because
Yep.
of Caroline, right?
Yep.
Because he had an affair with his
Mm.
partner's wife.
Wife,
Well,
yep.
that is what the Cameron's movie is about. It's about
Okay.
that, and it also ties in the future. So there's future part and there's the past part, and he shows you what happened with Caroline, and then he shows you
Wow.
what happens.
Hey,
in
he goes into detail with his family. Let's see, that's why it's 4 hours long.
Dude,
But see, I
so
like
good.
that though, because especially when you have something like this that does have a lot of interchangeable storylines, there is going to be stuff that gets picked up and put down.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see somebody who really looks at it from that perspective the way we do, you know, like, you know what? I want to pick up all this stuff, but I want to keep it up and I want to shed light on it.
Yeah.
And stuff. I like that because
Well,
that's one thing that drives me crazy in a movie, especially like my favorite horror movies and stuff like Scream, all that. I hate when they pick something up that has potential and then you don't hear about it again.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, well, wait a minute. Well, I thought this. Why did you imply this if you weren't going to go through with it? You know?
Yeah. Okay, so I just want to get back to this real quick because I'm almost finished.
Yeah, no doubt.
So this right here, guys, this is a travel guide. It's the travel guide to Twin Peaks. Now,
nice. I like the pie on it.
On the back, it shows you there's a map and there's all these over. I can't do this well. Over here, it tells you the different areas on the map of Twin Peaks and what surrounds it. They have there's advertisements in it, you know. It advertises the diner. There is hold on, I gotta see if I can find it. The menu for the diners in here. Oh, look, donuts.
Yep, they're damn donuts.
Yeah, donuts. Basically, oh look, there's the football team, and you know Hank is in there, and so is Sheriff Truman. He's in there.
Nice. Big Ed was Big Ed a jock?
Big Ed, yeah. Big Ed was in the football team too.
Nice.
For some reason, they're showing Scottish stone throwing, which I don't know why it's in there, but okay. There's also this thing in here called the frog moth, okay? And the frog moth is a huge part of season 3. You'll see it in season 3 and you'll go, okay. Oh, but I can't seem to find it in here. The book is you can't get it anymore, I don't think. Because I don't think they print it anymore. But oh, look, there's David Lynch and Mark Frost right there.
Okay.
And there's James. The other page here is James Marshall and Bobby. So Dana.
Bobby. Fucking Bobby.
I love Bobby.
I love Bobby too. Bobby is such a damn sleazeball, but he's so clueless. Like, yeah, I love that about him.
The book makes him, like her diary, it makes him seem a lot worse than what he actually is, because she actually brings a lot of this stuff on him. And you know that because you I'm sure, did you see him talking to Dr. Jacoby about it? Yeah.
And he broke down.
Yeah.
He said she made him do stuff he didn't want to do.
Yeah, and some of it is real bad. And
like selling drugs and stuff like that. Yeah,
and in the movie you'll see him do something. I'm not going to tell you what, but in the movie something happens that everybody to this day goes, how come nobody says anything about it? Why have they not addressed this thing? And it still bothers me to this day. So
okay,
the movie, when it comes up, you'll see what it is.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
because
this is the guide to the town, guys. It's really cool. It's a really cool item to have, and this is a first print, so it's an original, and it's in really good shape. I've had this since 1991, so
wow.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's in fantastic shape. It just looks like you just bought it.
Yeah. Well, that one in particular, I did not. That one is a gift.
Okay.
The one I had growing up is no longer, but that
Got
one
you.
I have had that book since then.
Got
So,
you. Yeah,
okay.
definitely. See, and real quick, I do want to say this. You know what I mean? Because some will get confused, if they come across the stream and hear me talking about Twin Peaks. It's not particularly a horror movie, and this is a horror channel. But what I want to add there is that this TV show has horror elements to it.
Oh yeah.
It definitely does. And that's the beautiful thing about the genre is that it doesn't always have to be about somebody with a knife and a mask.
Right.
You have supernatural sides of horror. You have the drama sides of horror. Horror catches every feel in the book, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just because Twin Peaks may not be a slasher with a mask or something overtly supernatural or whatever, or just a straight out gore fest like a Saw film. You know what I mean? If you are a fan of horror and you are a fan of all the feels that horror has to offer, then you will like this show.
Yes. It definitely has a lot of horror aspects. There is the general premise itself about what has happened to Laura is horrific.
Yes.
It's absolutely terrifying. And if you think what you saw him do to Maddie is bad, you just wait to see what happens to Laura. It's bad. Okay, so just real quick, I wanted to show you. Now this right here is a signed script. Now my ring light
that's tight.
Right, my ring light's ruining it. But if you can see right there, it says revised first draft, December 7th, 1988.
Wow.
You see Laura Flynn Boyle there at the bottom.
Wow.
That one right there is Dana Ashbrook, Piper Laurie.
Wow. So wait, was you able to get all of them to sign that?
Mark Frost. David Lynch has not signed this. No, this was a gift.
Nice.
And because my family, we do this Secret Santa thing every year.
That's tight.
There's supposed to be a limit, okay, to what you're spending, but apparently my cousin saw this and just didn't care what it cost. So she got this, she wrapped it in a Twin Peaks t-shirt and she sent it to me for Christmas.
Wow. And, that's a good cousin right there.
Yeah. And there's Everett McGill, Michael Kyle MacLachlan, Kimmy Robertson, Sherilyn Fenn, Cheryl Lee, Mark Frost, and I think there's more on the inside, but I have never opened it, and I probably never will.
I'm mad at myself now, Jamie, because now that I'm watching this show, and I already knew who Cheryl Lee and Ray Weiss were, but I didn't know that they played in this show.
Yeah.
And now I'm mad because they were in fucking Texas, and I could have got their graphs.
Oh, get out!
They were in Texas.
Oh
yeah.
My God.
I walked right past Ray Weiss. Had that big old cheesy ass smile like he does in the fucking TV show.
Oh my gosh. I would.
Yes.
Oh, I would be so sad. Because listen, last year at Scarefest, Dana Ashbrook was supposed to be there. Me and Christian Hannah Horror were like, oh my God, Dana Ashbrook's gonna be there because Christian is really into Twin Peaks. He likes Twin Peaks too.
I'm gonna end up looking up, but I could have sworn I seen Dana Ashbrook's name on one of these upcoming conventions.
I think he might be going to a different one. I don't think he's coming to Scarefest this year. He was supposed to come to Scarefest last year, but he canceled at the last minute because down in Orlando they were having a Twin Peaks reunion. So he had no choice.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So Karen Christian and I were like, oh no, that stinks, because he was like our main goal, right? So I was really sad. But
I know how that feels, because my first convention, which was Horror Hound 2022 in Ohio, I was waiting in Nev's line, and she had to catch an early flight.
Oh,
Oh, that was heartbreaking. I remember
oh,
just standing there, or whatever. It was a bunch of us, and they just come out and they're like, "Sorry, everybody, you guys aren't going to be able to get Nev. She had to leave early," and my heart just dropped into my stomach. I was just like, "This is bullshit."
I
But
know.
it's okay because I'm going to Oaks the following month after Scarefest. I'm going to Oaks, PA, to Philly Expo Center. Basically a stream reunion. Jamie's going to be there. Matthew, Skeet, Nev, Roger's going to be there. Dick,
That's in
Lee
Philly,
Waddell.
Philadelphia.
Yep.
Dang, I wish I would have known about that.
Yeah.
I spent all my money. I spent like $800. It was $800 for the tickets for
Right.
Scarefest. So I kind of spent my wad on that.
Right.
I can't really ask hubby to go the extra mile for a Philly trip. Besides, I don't really want to go there.
Well, hey, you're not too far away from getting YouTube monetization, so you never know. You might fall upon a couple extra dollars and might be able to make it.
Yeah, maybe. I am close to it. I noticed that they changed it so that you only need 500 subs now, and then whatever amount of watch hours. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I saw it yesterday. I mean, I hope it wasn't fake or anything, but I saw like an article yesterday about it. So I thought it was
I'll
cool.
look into it. I'll look into it for you so you know 100%. But if so, that's what's up. That's cool. You know what I mean? Because yeah, sure, 1,000, is a good, start. It's a good template. But I like to feel if you already have 500 people who watch your content, like you should already be getting monetized. Even if you have to put it on levels, okay, well, this is how much you will get paid for having this many subscribers. And then once you get over 1,000, we'll increase it and stuff like that. But that's what's up though. So I wonder, I'm going to check into all of that for you because I wonder if they decreased the watch hours. Then if they decreased the subscribers, I wonder if they took the watch hours total down because
No.
it was.
It wasn't. You have to have one of two things though. There was the watch time and then there was something else below it, but you didn't have to have both. You just had to have one plus the 500. So I can't remember what it said though. But definitely watch hours was the same.
Okay, so 4,000 watch hours.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That's what's up though.
Yeah. Just this one last thing. This is a cool thing. Now there's only 200 of these in the world. So I got one. It is a Twin Peaks watch. You see there.
That's right. We're showing that backstage. Yeah, that's tight.
See the Double R Cafe right there on
that
the front.
Is real tight.
And then it's signed by Kimmy Robertson. Now there were two different kinds of watches. There was this pink one, which is a donut watch. I'll show you the watch itself. It's
that's
donuts,
real.
Right? I've never taken it out of the box. It's too big for my wrist. This will cover my entire wrist. It will never fit. It's way too big. There was also a brown one signed by somebody else, and I can't remember who the person who signed the brown ones were, but those were coffee related. And James from Twin Peaks Coffee Time, he got the brown one. We bought these at the same time. So he got the brown one, I got the pink one. And then when we got them, we were like, look. So,
that's tight.
Yeah. So there's only
that's
200.
Really cool.
There's only 200 and I have one of them. So I was
really tight.
Pretty excited to have this.
See, I love that. I love how you're showing all this stuff or whatever, because that's what I like to do when I go to the conventions. Like, I can't wait to get my background set up because I have a lot more stuff than what people think. I rack the hell up when I go to these conventions, and I love seeing people show that stuff because that's part of being a fan. You know what I mean? I like to think, buying souvenirs and buying prints and buying books and stuff like that. That's part of that goes with it, not just talking about it. So I love the fact that you're sharing all this stuff with us. It's really cool.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to share it with you guys because honestly, out of all the TV shows that I've liked in my lifetime, this is the only one that I actually collect stuff from. I have a few things from The Office because So I love The Office because it's super hilarious, but I also love The Office because everybody says that I am a Pam lookalike, or that Pam looks
I'm
like
gonna have
me.
to look this up because I never really got into The Office.
The receptionist, what's her name? Jenna Fisher.
Okay.
People look at me and say, "Oh my God, you look just like Jenna Fisher," to the point where when I went to the San Diego Zoo, back in 2019, and I was wearing my Dunder Mifflin t-shirt, and that's from the show. It's the
Okay.
company that they work for. And I was wearing that, and I was wearing my big sunglasses, and I was walking around, and this guy goes, "The Office, The Office." And I think he thought that I was Jenna Fisher because a lot of people have said, that I look just like her. And I honestly do think that, because there are times when I'll see her and I'm like, holy crap, it's like looking in a mirror. It's really weird,
I can see it a little bit. I
especially
can
when
see
I'm
it.
thinner. The thinner I am, the more I look like her. So
No, I can see it. I can
yeah,
definitely see it. Yeah.
the teeth and the way that our mouths are shaped and stuff. And my friend, she lives in Australia. Her name is Millie. She makes, I've got to show you these Twin Peaks dolls. I'll send you pictures. She makes dolls, right? She
Uh-huh.
takes Bratz dolls and she reforms their faces, redresses them up, and she makes them into Twin Peaks dolls. She gave one to Cheryl
Wow.
Lee. So Cheryl Lee has her Laura doll. It's the Black Lodge one with the black dress, and
Uh-huh.
it's so cool. And then Leland has his. He
Nice.
actually paid for it, and David Lynch gave her $2,000 for his. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. She is amazing. She makes amazing little miniatures and stuff like that. I mean, she really is a great artist. And now I
She do
forgot.
anything else? Like outside of Twin Peaks, or she just does Twin Peaks?
She does Muppets. She
Wow.
like the Dark Crystal. She all kinds of random stuff.
So she do Michael Myers?
No, she's not into horror.
Got you.
She's not into horror, and she's really not into movies itself as much as we are.
Got you.
But she was part of the Twin Peaks community because of the fact that
Got
she is famous in the Twin Peaks community, and she is a friend of mine. I'm proud to say, that she is a
I know
friend of
that's
mine.
right.
Her dolls are just so awesome. But she said to me one time, "Oh, well, I know faces, and you look like Jenna Fisher, and I could make you." She was going to make all of us. I used to be on Twin Peaks Coffee Time, and I did that show for 2 years before I was on Region Free. And she was going to make dolls of all of us, but she ended up only making one person. She didn't finish them. So,
No.
but
Damn, that's cool though. That's what's up. Especially when you got the director and everybody buying them, and Ray Weiss. That's cool.
Oh yeah, they love her dolls. And there's a magazine called there's two. There's one called Wrapped in Plastic, and there's one called the Blue Rose magazine. And those two magazines featured her dolls on the cover. There's one that if you fold it out like perfect, both sides, that it's all her dolls, like the whole show. She set them all up. There's a red curtain behind them. There's the black and white floor. It is so cool. It really is.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if she is down to do one, I might need one of those Leland dolls.
Yeah, I don't know what she charges for them, but man, they are beautiful.
Hit her up. Hit her up.
Beautiful. I'll ask her.
Yeah, ask her for me because I want a Leland doll. Leland's the shit.
I'll send you pictures too, because you got to see these dolls. They are so good. They're so awesome. The one she did of Laura's mom, she did two of Laura's mom. There's one of Laura's mom from season 1, and then there's one from season 3, and the difference is amazing. You'll see when you watch the show. Laura's mom does not look all that great. So,
So real quick, Adrian K saying, I never watched Twin Peaks, just here to support the channel. Well, Adrian, I greatly appreciate you here supporting the channel. We actually spoke earlier, and we're going to be collabing on some things here soon. But listen, man, give Twin Peaks a shot. I am telling you, you
Yeah.
won't be disappointed. Like I said, it's not horror per se,
No.
but it has good horror elements to it, and it has everything you could want. Like I said, if you like horror, if you like crime, if you like drama, if you like, you know, a little soap opera, storytelling, man, storytelling. You know what I mean? If you like all that shit, all up into one great TV show, definitely check out Twin Peaks. I'm telling you, bro, if I didn't like it, I'd be honest about it. I don't have nothing to hide. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'd say, hey, it just wasn't for me.
Yeah, if you wouldn't have liked it, you wouldn't have wrote to me and said, let's do this show.
Yeah, exactly.
You
You know what I
know?
mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean? From 15 minutes into the show, I was hooked, and I said, "Yep, yeah, we got to talk about this here."
Yeah.
Like, so Adrian, check it out. I'm telling you, I'm not steering you wrong, and Jamie isn't steering us wrong. I'm telling you now.
No, I love this show. It's my favorite show of all time, and there's a reason for that. It really is one of the best shows that ever ran on television. And that just alone for the murder scene of Maddie alone being what it was,
Right.
I mean, that just solidified it for me. That
The
and
way,
a few other
like you said,
things.
the way he went about it, yeah,
Yeah. There's
it was
such quirky
really
stuff in
brutal.
there. Do you notice that every single time it's a new show that there's a new group of people at the hotel?
Yep.
It's so funny, isn't it?
Yep.
It starts with the Norwegians, and then there's like a cheerleader convention, and there's like
Yep.
all these. It's so
How
funny.
about Nadine and the cheerleading?
I know, that's another aspect that I think is very soap opera is
Uh-huh.
Nadine's coma and
Uh-huh.
her committing suicide the way she did, and the whole, or trying to anyway, and then her going into a coma. But a lot of people get confused and are like, oh, well, the coma gave her super strength. No, 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 no. She had that strength before the coma because she's sitting on her rowing machine and
Yep.
she gets mad at Ed and she
Yep.
pushes it and she ruins the rowing machine. So
Yep.
she had those powers to begin with. So something in the woods just always affected her.
Right. No, Nadine. It's funny because I was going to bring that up. How about when she squatted 600?
Yeah, I know. I know. Is she with Mike yet?
No, she's trying.
Yeah. They get together.
Oh my God.
I know.
Wow.
I know, right? And nobody complained about that, right? A high school kid with an older lady. Nobody complained about that. They're
Right.
like, that's cool.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, see, what that just sounds like to me now that we talked about it, it just seemed like Laura just wanted to have her cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you don't sit there and say, oh, well, I want this and I want that. I don't want my man kissing up on another girl, but you get to kiss up on this other actor the whole fucking TV show.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
man, that's insightful stuff. See, it's crazy because, see, now, especially for people who might have wanted to see Audrey and Cooper get together, because of somebody that they took that away.
Yeah.
And there's some people that might wanted to see that. And you just brought up a good point. If you're not going to get mad at Nadine and Michael's relationship, how can you be mad at Cooper and Audrey's?
I know.
Yeah, definitely. That's funny as shit, though. That I can't wait to get to that part. I'm a geek.
Oh, it gets so good. There's such the best part about season 2 is that it gets really quirky. There's a lot of really good humor and good comedy in it, but there are some annoying things too. And it was difficult at the particular time to watch that because I knew what it meant. I knew that it meant that the show was going to end. I knew as soon as they revealed the killer that the show was going to end. And I said, this is not good. This is not good. And sure enough, I was right. They ended the show, which really hurt me. I was like, this is not fair,
Yeah.
I was really into that show and I wasn't watching everything that everybody else was watching, I
Right.
wasn't watching 90210. I mean, I did, but not like they were.
Right. I'm not going to lie. That's kind of how I felt about Murder in Small Town X. because I thought that was a pretty cool concept game show for a horror movie or like for a horror TV show. Like
Yeah.
we all knew it was fake. It's a game show.
Yeah.
But it was fucking fun because you really had to try to put the pieces together and see which one of them was the fake killer.
I love
You
that.
know, yes, exactly. It's all in good fun. And they only did one season of it. And that's one TV show I wish that they would give another shot. I like the concept of that, especially being in a town like Maine.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, in that setting, it was so good. They need to bring that back. So I definitely feel what you're saying about like those certain TV shows that really get you hook, line, and sinker. And then like the second season may not be as impactful as the first, and you can start seeing little things. It's like, all right, it's not going to be here much longer. And it sucks because you get so drawn in and you see all this other potential, especially in terms of loose ends that could be tied, and you don't get it.
Yeah. You haven't got to the end yet, right? So
No.
I don't want to tell you like what's going to happen at the end because I want you to be kind of surprised, but
Okay.
just keep in mind that at the time they were trying to get another season.
Right.
So keep that in mind as you make it towards the end.
Okay.
So it'll help you understand why it ends the way it does.
Why it ends the way it does. Okay. Well, I'm not going to lie. I kind of figured that maybe some part, it might be a little bit different in terms of not a definitive answer or a definitive anything, which is why you get the return.
Yeah.
Okay. So I kind of already figured that, but when I get there, I'm going to get there.
Yeah, I'm not saying a word.
Good.
It's so intricate. I can't say a word. I can't say a word.
All
if
right.
I say anything, it's gonna give it away. So I can't say
all right. So real quick, and I'll say you I would say about another 10 minutes, Jamie, and then you want to wrap it up?
I'm ready to wrap it up whenever you are.
All right, yeah, I'll say we can go like another 10 minutes, you know what I mean, talk a couple more characters and then wrap everything up. But real quick, Adrian says, "Will do. I actually never heard of it. I actually never heard of it before." Hey, don't feel bad, Adrian, because like I said, like over the last like few months since I've been on YouTube, I've been on YouTube for a little over a year. But when Jami actually came over and subscribed to the channel, she'd sprinkle it in, you know, every so often about Twin Peaks and stuff like that. And me, I'm like, man, you know, I'm a horror guy. I don't know. You know what I mean? I never really heard of that show and stuff like that. But then, like here over the last, you know, couple times, she like really poured it on, like, yo, you need to watch Twin Peaks. So then at Texas, I see people with Twin Peaks merch on. And I'm just like, okay, you know what? Maybe Jami is right. Maybe I need to sit down and watch this. And I want to say it was Sunday's stream, if I can remember. Or it might have been Monday. Yeah, it was Monday's stream. And Jami mentioned Twin Peaks again. And I was like, you know what? Let me sit down and watch this. And I think like literally not even an hour after, you know, the stream ended and I got into the show like 15, 20 minutes deep, I sent Jami a message and I was like, yeah, I'm fucking hooked. Thank you.
Like right away. You were like, oh my God, I'm not even a half an hour into this and it's so good.
Yes, it is so good. So, Adrian, I'm telling you, if you like good storytelling, if you like every facet of how horror makes you feel, the drama, the crime, supernatural, you know, everything, you know, the tragedy, the brutality in certain scenes, you're going to love Twin Peaks. You just got to pay attention and take this ride. Take this ride, and I'm telling you, it will pay off for you. I assure you. It's really good.
So, about Leo.
Let's go.
New shoes. New shoes.
New shoes. New shoes.
The funny thing about Leo is that I actually like him.
I do too.
I know he's bad. I know what he does to Shelly is absolutely horrific.
Right.
but there is something about Leo that is extremely likable.
There
And
is.
he actually plays a much bigger part in things than you realize. So he's going to play a big part in the movie.
Nice.
And he's going to be, and he plays, well, I don't want to tell you. Things are going to go in unexpected ways.
See, and it's funny because you know how you brought up Leo's character and like, you know, he does awful things, but he's still a likable character. And what's interesting to me about that is you even hear Shelley say that before things started getting bad, he was like the greatest guy to her. Yeah. Now, whether that was just to, you know, get her hook, line, and sinker, you know, that could have been, could have been it. But maybe he got caught up in some shit that really changed him. Or something happened to him that really changed him, which made him want to start doing the things that he was doing, not only to her, but then selling drugs and stuff like that. Like, I kind of get that feeling because sometimes when I'm hearing his dialogue with her, it's like, even when he's being rude and ignorant to her, and maybe it's just, you know, the actor's facial expressions, he's really that good at it. But I also feel like he's coming off like, I don't really want to say this to you, but I'm going to anyway. Like, there's some reserve in him, but it just comes out.
Well, he's not a good guy. I mean, he's definitely an abuser. And
yes.
And she is not the only victim of it. There's
okay.
you'll see later on that there are other victims of his abuse. And
I ain't that far yet.
Well, it'll be in the movie, so
got you.
Definitely Leo is a sympathetic character though, because when he does get shot and he ends up in the wheelchair, and
right.
you end up feeling almost sorry for him, especially when Shelley and Bobby are celebrating.
Right.
You know, I mean, that party scene has become quite the meme, you know,
right.
in the Twin Peaks community. It's so funny. And the whole new shoes thing, that's one thing that we all say to each other. It's like secret code, you know?
Right.
If you look at somebody who's a Twin Peaks fan and go, new shoes, they know what you're doing. They know what you're talking about.
I'm not gonna lie to you. My shit is when he moved and they both fucking jumped up scared.
I know. I loved it. It's so funny.
I popped so fucking loud. I was dying. I was like, yo, that's so fucking funny.
Yeah. It makes you wonder what's going to happen, right? It makes you wonder if he's going to wake up.
Oh, trust me. I was already thinking it. Like I said to you backstage when we talked about it a little bit, and I could be wrong. I'm going to get there when I get there. But I just got a feeling something's going to happen where even if he doesn't wake up fully, just something is going to happen with Leo, and it's going to be some epic shit. I'm excited to see how that plays out.
Has David Lynch came on yet? Have you seen
him? I don't think
yet?
so.
Oh, he's coming.
Oh,
he plays a part. David Lynch.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the head of the FBI.
Oh, so that's him?
He's the director of the FBI.
That's David Lynch. The one who talks loud?
Cole, yes.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. See, I'm not going to lie. I never really pulled his bio yet or anything like that. So I don't even know what he like up until you showed me what he looks like on that book or whatever. I don't really I never knew that.
I have an awesome t-shirt of David Lynch's face. It's all black and white. It's got the black and white zigzag behind him. And it's just him sitting there with that awesome hair, smoking a cigarette. That's awesome.
That's so great because I actually like Cole a lot.
Yeah.
Cole is funny as shit.
Yeah. He is. And he's even funnier in season 3. Season 3, he plays a huge part. And I think it's kind of funny that he's the director of the FBI at the same time.
And he's the director of the show.
Yes. I find that really kind of interesting.
Oh, how meta can you get?
It does. There is some of that going on. Especially in season 3. It gets very meta. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm interested to finish out season 2. I'm going to watch a couple episodes tonight or whatnot because I don't have to be to work till noon.
You know, there's a question. There's a question in the Twin Peaks community whether Cole even needs that ear thing, because you'll see later on that he can hear. He can. I
Ooh.
think he plays it up.
Oh, Cole
Yeah.
can hear. Got you. Yeah, I'm about to say he can, but it's like you can't. You got to speak loud for him to hear.
Oregon.
Yes, yes. You got to really speak loud for him to hear.
Yeah.
Adrian says, "Okay, I will. If I can sit through 16 seasons of NCIS, I can sit and pay attention to Twin Peaks."
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Adrian, you're gonna like it. You're gonna like it a lot. You might even love it.
Yeah. I hope you
I'm
do.
telling you. It's so much fun. I can't wait to finish, season 2, finish the movies, watch your fan film, and then we're going to come back here and discuss all this and then slowly but surely start doing some watch parties on it.
Oh, definitely.
Because it's a lot of fun.
I did a watch party of the fan film on my channel.
Nice.
And it's okay, but because of the music, I got a lot of copyright stuff. So I'm going to tell you right now, okay? The music that Cameron chose is phenomenal. I mean, it's so good. Every song is a recognizable song, and he uses some bangers, some serious bangers. And that's probably my favorite part of the fan film is the music. It really impressed me how he chose it. And I want to give him an interview because I want to ask him, hey, how long had you been sitting around thinking about this and thinking about what music you would want in these scenes? Because I know for a fact that he started writing this in like 1996. So he's had this idea in his head for decades. So
wow, that's awesome. I hope you get that interview. I think you will.
Oh, yeah, he's my friend.
Okay, good. Yeah, so definitely get that interview.
He was on my birthday.
Get that interview and let me know when you guys are going to, go live or whatever, and I'll definitely stop in and hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
And real quick, speaking of, having guests on the channel, next Sunday, guys, at 3:00, I'm going to make the stream tomorrow when I get off of work. It won't be until like 1:00 in the morning, but we got a whole week until it does happen. You know what I mean? But I'm having Cecil Laird, director of Dylan's New Nightmare, come here on the channel Sunday, 3:00 Eastern time. I talked to him earlier. He just said, hey, just let me know Thursday, let me know, just to remind me and all that stuff. But Sunday, the 25th, 3:00 Eastern time here on the channel, Cecil's going to be coming on to talk about some Dylan's New Nightmare. I am super excited for this because Wes Craven's New Nightmare is my favorite Freddy movie outside of the original.
One. I love that one. It's good.
Yes.
I saw it in the theater.
When I first saw, the first look photos for Dylan's New Nightmare, because I didn't know nothing about it, like Dylan's New Nightmare, and I seen they got Miko Hughes. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So I immediately clicked on it. I'm looking at it. I'm just like, did a review on it. And Cecil then had messaged me then and was like, hey, thank you for, showing support. And I said something to him. I said, hey, I would love to have you on the channel for a live stream. And at that time, that's when, everything was kind of laggy issues and stuff. So I had to, put it on the back burner. But now it's happening. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get him here on the channel, pick his brain, ask him some questions, like what really led you to this point, wanting to make this fan film, all that juicy stuff. It is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'll be here.
Yes, I cannot wait for that. It's going to be so much fun. It's been months in the making, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I have a lot of good questions I want to ask him. And I am going to say this, I know a lot of us are wondering who could be the next Freddy Krueger. Well, if Dave McRae kills this role the way that I see he's killing it in the trailers, and he's like 100%, it's like undeniable, I might have to throw his name on my list, so
yeah,
I'm hoping for it because the trailer looks amazing. You've seen the trailer, right, Jamie?
I saw a teaser trailer a while ago. I haven't seen the newest trailer. I'm going to go. I'll go look at it after. So. Oh
goodness. Oh, it looks so good. It looks so good. Like the camera quality. top notch. Like, it's so good. I can't wait for it. I cannot wait. They definitely did a really good job. Even with their newest teaser trailer, they did a good job getting you hyped up for it.
That's awesome.
Yes. And I also want to hit up Womp Stomp Films, who actually commented on my Never Hike Alone reaction and stuff like that. I'm going to try to see if I can maybe get them to come on the channel at some point too, because I have that marked down. Never Hike Alone 2. I know a lot of people love Corey Feldman as Tommy Jarvis, and I do too. But Tom Matthews is my guy. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be there all the way for that. You know what I mean?
Matthews is going to be at Scarefest. I think he's going to be at Scarefest.
Are you serious?
Maybe I'm wrong. He was there last year. I might be wrong.
Let's hope he does get added.
Yeah, I was trying to remember if it was last year. It might be last year.
That's my boy. See, it's so funny because it goes back to what we talked about earlier, like with, family and watching horror movies and stuff like that. Jason Lives created one of the best moments in my family, you know what I mean? Because I love you, Roberto, if you're watching this, you know what I mean? He's such a damn instigator sometimes. So when my mom wasn't around or whatever, we'd watch Jason Lives. And the part where Tommy is luring him out to the lake, and he's like, "Come on, maggot face. Come on, maggot face. Come on, you pussy." I would say that when my mom wasn't around. But when she was around, I'd be tight-lipped. Yeah. So the one day we're watching it, and my cousin or whatever, he's like, "Yo, cuz, your favorite part's about to come up. Go ahead, say it. I ain't gonna let her get you, cuz. I ain't gonna let her hurt you." And I look over at my mom, and she's like, "Marcus, you better not say it," or whatever. He's like, "Cuz, listen, just listen to me, cuz. Don't listen to her." He's like, "Listen, this is what you do. You say it, right? And then you run right upstairs to your room. I'm gonna grab her," or whatever. So the part comes up, and I look over at my mom, and she's like giving me that look. And I just look back at the TV, and I'm like, "Come on, maggot face. Come on, maggot face. Come on, you pussy." And I ran so fast up them damn stairs. My cousin, he had my back. He grabbed a hold of her and was like, "Run, cuz, run." So, but just overall in that movie, he was awesome as Tommy Jarvis. Yeah. I love Tom Matthews as grown-up Tommy Jarvis. So it'd be cool if we can get him at Scarefest too. Hey, they're still filling out the list.
Yeah. I might be wrong. I feel bad for saying that now because I think I might have been thinking of last year because I know he was there last year. Oh,
it's okay. Hey, that doesn't mean he's not going to be there this year. We still got 4 months.
Yeah.
So we got plenty of time to get him on the list. And you think about it, it might happen because they already have such a huge Friday the 13th lineup there.
Yeah. Oh, so that's the other thing. I'm so excited about meeting Amy Steele.
Yep.
She is my favorite final girl of all time.
Nice.
Her character, Ginny, is like a huge inspiration for me. She inspired my belief that I should become a psychologist, which I did not do. But but that philosophy, that idea, that way she thinks, that inspired me and actually kind of shaped me into who I am today. So I really want to tell her.
Is awesome. She does not get enough credit for the job she did in Friday the 13th Part 2.
No, she's good in April Fool's Day too.
See, I'm going to have to go back and revisit that because it's been a long time since I watched it. But I'm not going to lie. And I remember I said this on a live stream with Steven Knight and all them. And I put it this way. If you could hear the air come out of lives, that was the live stream. Because I remember there was like, "So what, like, slasher, do you feel like is overrated that you don't really like?" And I'm like, "No, this ain't going to be very popular, but April Fool's Day." And they're like, "What?" And I'm just like, "I'm sorry."
I saw it at the theater when I was 13, and I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I didn't care that it was like a setup, I thought that was really cool. I liked it, it was.
See, I'm going to have to go back and watch it again and give it a more adult perspective.
Yeah.
Because I was a younger man when I first watched it. And I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? And I'd like to think, a lot of people, especially they have their own style and stuff. Me being a Halloween guy, I liked, the whole mask and the silence and stuff like that. So sometimes when you do see something different, it might not resonate or whatever. But then when you start getting into whodunits like Scream and other whodunits and stuff, Twin Peaks, anything that is like a whodunit, you tend to have appreciation, or at least want to have appreciation for movies that you probably looked at before as a whodunit that wasn't that great. It might actually be better once you are a lot older and have wisdom, as well as being a content creator. You know what I mean? I say this all the time because it's so true. Me being a content creator, I look at movies completely different than I ever have before in my life. You know what I mean? I look at things, I look at the small details compared to the bigger details and stuff like that. So I think that's a movie I'm going to have to revisit. I might even do a live watch party on that so everybody can get like my live reaction, see if I, have a change of heart. So that might be something, that comes up.
That would be awesome. I would like
Hell
that.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Oh yeah. And real quick, man, what's going on? I hope you're having a great night. Unfortunately, we are about to shut things down, but don't you worry, man. Real quick, man, I don't know if you have watched Twin Peaks, if you know what that is, but if you don't, it's a TV show. It has a little bit of everything. It has some supernatural, has some horror, it has some crime, it has some drama, everything. If you have not watched Twin Peaks, man, definitely give Twin Peaks a watch. Definitely. It is worth it. Jami has set me down this damn rabbit hole, and I am not mad. I am not disappointed. So, and don't worry, we're going to have more discussions talking about it, and we're actually going to put some live streams together in the future. Yep. So if you're not familiar with it, man, definitely go check it out. And I see she says she has not. So yeah, man, check it out. Yeah. It's really, really good. I have a feeling, I'll put it this way. If you like Scream, being that it's a whodunit, but you wish that it could be so many interchangeable storylines within Scream to keep you going, then you'll like this.
Yeah, Bobby seems like a character right out of Scream, doesn't he?
Yes. It's so funny. It's so funny you say that, because he gives me Billy Loomis vibes with the hair and the jacket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as soon as I saw him, I'm like, this Billy Loomis looking mofo. You know what I mean? I'm like, he got the side piece hanging out and everything.
Oh my God. I was so in love with Dana Ashbrook. I swear to God. I had posters of him all over my walls. And this was before Twin Peaks, back when he was in like Waxwork and Return of the Living Dead 2. I was just like totally in love with him. So when I found out he was going to be in Twin Peaks, I was stoked. I couldn't wait. That's why I really I want to meet him. Of all people, I mean, I want to meet Kyle MacLachlan too, but of all people, I really, really want to meet Dana Ashbrook. I really do.
I think I might have to join you on that list, because he's just so cool as Bobby. Like, he just, even though, like I said, he's a sleazeball in this show, he just has this persona that you still want to hang out with him.
Yeah. I like when he gets mad at the funeral and he starts screaming at everybody and saying, you want to know who killed her? You did. We all did.
He was telling the truth.
He was.
And that right there, I think for me, was what really made me like him as a character.
And to be honest, I think Bobby is the only person out of the entire show who really, really loved Laura. For real.
I agree with that. Yeah. I really do. And those two scenes, the one you talked about at the funeral and him talking to the doctor, those two scenes really put Bobby over for me. You know what I mean? Because
what do you think of his dad? Colonel, or is it Colonel? I can't
see. I'm at the part where the Colonel is missing.
Oh, okay. So Cooper already went camping with him?
Yeah.
Okay. So I absolutely is it a Colonel? Is his name the Colonel? God, why can't
it's I think it's Colonel I forget his Colonel Briggs or something.
Major Briggs.
Major Briggs. There we go. Major Briggs. Yep.
Right. Okay. So I absolutely love his character. You're gonna fall more in love with him as. Did you see the part where he is sitting at the table and they're having dinner and he takes Bobby's cigarette and chucks it and it lands in his wife's food? Well, that's not really the Major Briggs that is prominent. That is a very unusual occurrence with Major Briggs, and you'll find out. I don't know if you've seen the part yet where he sits at the table in the restaurant with Bobby and they have a conversation about a dream. That is the real Major Briggs. That is the Major Briggs that I fell in love with. His character, one of my favorites in the entire series, and he plays a huge part in the fan film.
Right.
And the guy that Cameron got to play him looks so much like him and talks so much like him, you won't even know the difference.
Wow, that's crazy. See, why I like Major Briggs so much is because he is very, very, very lenient. For a military father, he is very lenient with Bobby and the stuff that he does. You know, he knows what Bobby be about, and he be giving him chance after chance after chance after chance. Even when he warned him with the whole cigarette thing and stuff. Even after that, it's not like he tried to be overbearing about what he wants him to do. He just gives him an ultimatum. You know, and I think personally, because you don't see that in movies when it comes to military fathers. They always portray it as if the military father is like super hard on them and stuff like that. Major Briggs is completely the opposite. Yes, he's stern, but he's fair. And he even says that. He said, I'm a fair man, but I can get stern. You know what I mean? Based on what I do in my profession and stuff. But I like Major Briggs a lot. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I like the whole when he asked him to go fly fishing with him or whatever and stuff like that. That was good stuff.
Yeah. He
or night fishing.
Yeah. Oh, how about the whittling? That's really funny.
Yeah.
That's just Cooper. He's trying to integrate into this whole country style living, and he's whittling something. And I just find that hilarious. All these little quirky things are funny.
Before we do head out, I do have this one question. Is Diane a real person that he talks to in a voice recorder?
Yes. Oh, speaking of that, that's the one thing I did not show you.
Okay.
I have a little journal that my husband bought me one time, and it looks like the his video or his tape recorder.
Oh, that's tight.
And the thing the place marker is the tape. It's so
that
cute.
Is so tight. I like that.
That you can see it's official. It says Showtime on the back.
Wow, that's so tight, Jamie. For real, that is sick.
Yeah, I write movie notes and stuff in there. So
heck yeah, why not? You know what I mean? Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, Diane is real. She is played by Laura Dern in season 3.
Okay, so she shows up in season 3.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I thought for a second there Diane was just a self-meditation thing that he would use, to have somebody to talk to.
It does seem like that.
Yes, it does.
It does. But
well, Diane, kudos to Diane because she processes a lot of information from him.
Yeah, Diane is a saint, believe me. But
I can't wait to get to that part. I can't wait to get to the movies, the fan film, everything. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, it is.
So wait a minute. All right. So you said watch season 1 and 2 first, then watch the 2 movies, right?
Right. Fire Walk
and
with
then
Me.
Watch the 3rd season.
Yes.
And then watch the fan film.
Right.
Okay. So what I'm thinking about doing is once I get through all the main stuff, you know what I mean? When we get to the fan film, if you want to, we can break it down into 2 live streams, into 2 parts. 2 hours, one part, 2 hours the other part, because it is a 4-hour movie.
Right.
So we can definitely talk about that because I think that's what I want to do for the fan film. And plus, it shows some support for you and your friends who were a part of that fan film, showing it here on the channel. So that would be really cool.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna blow your mind. You're gonna be like, I can't believe that he made this quality looking movie for only $25,000, first of all. And second of all, you're going to go, holy crap, these actors are top notch. I mean, seriously, the guy that plays Cooper is like, I ended up feeling like I wasn't watching anyone different. He was Cooper, you know?
Wow.
And it's really, really
I
good.
mean, if you could do Cooper like Cooper, I mean, you're winning with me.
Oh yeah, I mean he's a younger Cooper, obviously, but
Right.
he's Cooper. I mean, he really is. Everything about his mannerisms and everything is totally Kyle MacLachlan. He did such a good job, and I really like the fact that a couple fans like me and
Right.
James from Coffee Time, Twin Peaks Coffee Time,
Yeah.
he got his voice in it. I got my voice in it. It should have been more than my voice, but because of COVID, it wasn't possible for me to travel. So it's just my voice. And I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want to spoil anything, but there are 5, you can watch it in parts. Okay.
Okay.
He released it in parts and then at the very end released the 4-hour movie. So for me, I watched it episodically like you would a show.
Okay.
And when I did my reviews, I did them episodically like that. So
Okay.
And that might work out better for you to do it that way.
All right, I'll check it out. So for each episode, how long was it?
About 45 minutes or so.
That's what I thought.
Sometimes an hour. The channel is called Annie Blackburn. Now that's the name of Heather Graham's character.
Okay.
That she plays a major part, like I said. And
see, I'd rather actually do it like that by episode because then we can at least follow along a lot better.
Well, you can watch it either way. He's got the 4-hour movie up, or he's got it in episodes. So you could watch just part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. Right. I am in part 4.
Got it. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what else I have, what else is in store for me with this, because I'm already digging the first season and a half, and it's a lot of fun. Thank you again, Jamie. Thank you.
No problem. I'm excited that you're watching it.
Thank you for laying the breadcrumbs, as Steven likes to say, for so many months, and for so many words twisting my damn ear to get me to watch this, because it was worth it.
I'm so glad you like it.
It is good. It is so good. Like you said, the actors in it's top notch. Yeah. And I think that's why I'm drawn to it so much too, because I don't think in any one of these roles they could have picked anybody else to play these roles.
Right.
I really don't. Like, I think the cast that they got is perfect for what this is.
Now, I wanted to tell you, I forgot about this little one piece that I wanted to tell you, and then we should probably go because I'm tired. So Cheryl Lee, her original interview, she went into the interview and it was just to be a dead body, just to be a dead body on the shore wrapped in plastic. That was her job. That was all it was going to be.
Right.
David Lynch met her, was like, I love this woman. There's something about her. I need to figure out how to put her in the show so that she's not just, a dead body. So he came up with Madeline. Yep. Yeah. So,
and I ain't gonna lie, he did a good job with that, because he had me thinking, okay, switcheroo time, baby. Somebody's not who they say they were. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I was banking on that. I was like, watch her really be Laura, and the one who died was Madeline. And it did not turn out that way.
I thought it for the longest time too. I did. I thought it too.
And at the same time, when you think about it, that is a nice twist to not have it that way, because that would have been a little too predictable.
Right. Right. I absolutely think that it was an awesome choice because he saw something in Cheryl Lee. And he felt it was important. He's like, you know what? This woman deserves more than just being a dead body. So he comes up with Madeline, and then he wasn't even satisfied with that. He's like, I want to see Laura walking, talking, moving, So he leaves to make the movie. Actually, he left season 1 to go make Wild at Heart with Laura Dern and Nicolas Cage.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but it's
No.
fantastic.
No, I haven't.
I'm gonna take you down the David Lynch rabbit hole.
Oh man. Okay.
You gotta watch you gotta watch all of them, because seriously, he's my favorite director of all time. There is only one other director that I think could even possibly measure up to him, and that's Tarantino. I own all the Tarantino movies. I own almost all the Lynch movies, except for one that I hate. I do hate one Lynch movie. It's called Inland Empire, and it's because it's ugly. It's ugly. It's ugly. It's brutal. It's so much more brutal than anything you see in Twin Peaks.
Okay.
It's just
over the top brutal.
Yeah, and it's ugly. David Lynch makes beautiful stuff, not ugly stuff. So the fact that he's making this ugly movie made all of us pissed off. But I have gone on Cameron's channel with him on his birthday and watched it for him, and stuff like that. So it's not like it's not part of my repertoire, but I do not like that one as much. But there are 9 or 10 movies. And we should just go right all the way back. Start out with the first one, which would be Eraserhead. I don't know if you've seen that.
No.
Go right into The Elephant Man, which is the reason I love David Lynch. Because The Elephant Man, I watched in 2nd grade in school. My teacher brought it in to teach us about Joseph Merrick. That's The Elephant Man. He was real. He was a real person. Now, the movie is fictional. It's got Anthony Hopkins in it.
You can't go wrong with Anthony Hopkins.
Right. And John Hurt is playing John Merrick, or Joseph Merrick. He calls him John Merrick. They change his name. It's like a okay, so the movie Mask. Have you ever seen the movie Mask? Not The Mask, but Mask with
I was just about to say The Mask. I've seen The Mask.
No, not The Mask.
I've seen Black Mask with Jet Li.
No, this is from 1985 with Cher and Sam Elliott and Eric Stoltz.
Okay.
Eric Stoltz has like a lion face, right? And it's a disease. It's called elephantitis. Well, that's what the Elephant Man has, and it's sort of like an Eliza Doolittle kind of thing, like a Pygmalion, where they take somebody who's from one culture and try to change him and make him into a different kind of culture. It's really good, but we should just take you right down the line. I don't know if you've seen Blue Velvet. I don't know if you've seen
the good
Dune.
thing about that is that I'm actually thinking about opening up another channel that focuses on movies outside of horror.
No, these are all, I would consider every movie he makes has horror elements.
Okay.
There isn't a movie except for The Straight Story, but even that is actually a horrific story. But he made one movie for Disney called The Straight Story.
Okay.
And it's a true story about a man who he finds out his brother is sick. So he doesn't have any money. He doesn't have a car. He has nothing. So he drives his lawnmower across country to get to his brother.
He drives a lawnmower across country.
Honest.
Wow.
And it's a true story. And it's amazing. It's an amazing, amazing story. And that's one of the ones that isn't a horror story. But other than that, literally every single one of his movies I would consider it in the horror genre at some point. Okay. So even like Mulholland Drive, they're all scary in some way.
He did Mulholland Drive?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, that's him. He made that movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to get schooled.
If you need help on Mulholland Drive, I know it. I know it by the back of my hand. I know exactly what's going on. So if you're confused by the changes, you have to understand that the first 3/4 of the movie is a dream. And then she wakes up. So that's why her name changes. Everybody changes. All these things change towards the end because that's the reality. The stuff with Diane and the stuff with her friend.
Right.
I can't think of her name. Because Rita
is
all a dream. And then she wakes up. And you can see it in the beginning of the movie. You hear her like sigh, or she might be doing a drug or something. I'm not sure. But
Huh.
and then you see a pillow and you see her lay down. You have to pay attention because it's only for a few seconds. And if you don't pay attention to that, you don't realize that
You
that
don't
is
realize it.
somebody sleeping. Yeah.
Got you.
So that's
Gotcha.
why everything is weird in that movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at what he's made and stuff. And either way, I still want to, make another channel focusing on movies outside of horror
Mhm.
and stuff. But basically, what I'm gonna do is the ones that fit more around the horror, genre. I'm gonna, feature here on the channel, and then the ones that kind of lean more less horror, I'm gonna put it on, the new channel
Right.
and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I think that would be a nice little diversion and stuff there. But yeah, I mean, if he does, and which I, assume he does, have, horror elements in his other stuff, I'm definitely going to dig in with this guy because Twin Peaks is the shit.
Have you
And
ever seen Lost Highway? It's got Bill Pullman in it
no,
and Patricia Arquette.
no.
Oh, you got to see it. It's
Okay.
That one is also like split up in a dream. So
Now I'll say this, you know what I mean? Because of how good he is with this whole whodunit stuff. I mean, if Radio Silence can't come back for Scream 7, I think I might know the guy for the job.
yeah, I don't know. He's old. He's super old, David Lynch now. So I don't know. He teases us all the time saying he's working on something, but then nothing ever comes of it. So
Gotcha.
I don't know what to make of it. Plus, he's been a little depressed. He used to do these weather reports on his channel every day, and also these ball drawings. He started in 2020 during the lockdown, and then ever since Angelo Badalamenti passed away, he doesn't do anything anymore. So I think it really hurt him. He passed away, and then the woman that always sang songs for him, I can't think of her name right now.
See the one in the show in Twin Peaks, the one who's at
the singer on the stage.
Okay.
He passed away as well, and
wow.
I think it just broke his heart. So.
Right. Yeah, that will definitely do it, especially when you're so used to working with, mainstay people that have been in your life for so long, and unfortunately that inevitable time comes. You can definitely feel like, you know what, I don't even want to do this without them.
Plus, I think he might be in his 80s by now. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look it up. You know what I mean? But if he was, up to it, and if he was any younger and had the energy for it, I feel like personally, Scream would have been a nice little, diversion. I won't even say diversion because he has horror elements and whodunit elements in his stuff. But I feel like he would have done well with a Scream movie.
He probably would have, but he would have had to do something. He would have had to David Lynch it. And when you'll understand what I mean, there's a reason why the word Lynchian is in the dictionary. 2 years ago, they put the word Lynchian in the dictionary. So he literally has monikered a style. So he might not be the best to take on a slasher because slashers have like a very particular formula, and David Lynch does not follow a formula at all.
Okay. So. Well, I'll say this. If not directing, at least part of the writing.
Yeah, that would be great.
Because, like I said, his whodunit game is really good.
Yeah.
He would keep us guessing the whole time. I don't think personally, if he were to write a Scream movie and they were to have him be in control of like who's going to be revealed as the killers, I personally don't know if we would figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know.
But real quick, I do want to say, all right, have a great night, Adrian. If you're not here, I'm sorry I didn't get to this a little bit sooner and stuff, but thank you for hanging out with us. This definitely was a great stream. I had a lot of fun, and we are going to definitely be doing some more Twin Peaks stuff here on the channel.
Definitely.
And real quick, I do want to acknowledge That Sound is Scary saying, hey, fam, I made it. I greatly appreciate you stopping in, That Sound is Scary, but unfortunately, we are about to lock it down. We have been going for 3 hours, and Jamie is getting tired and stuff, and I do have some other stuff to do. as well as catch up on some more episodes of Twin Peaks. So we're actually about to head out, but I greatly appreciate you stopping in and showing your love and support to the channel, as well as you as well, DJ Donnelly. It's good to see you. I hope you're having a great night.
Hi, DJ.
But all right, everybody, it is about that time in the stream where we are going to shut it down. Jamie, is there anything you want to say before you go? Anything you want to plug?
No, I'm not. I don't have any plans right now. Everything I do is kind of impromptu and on the fly. So just keep watching my channel for, when I will give you a little heads up if I'm going to come on. But a lot of times it's going to depend on how I'm feeling day to day.
Right.
I have to take it one day at a time because of the illness. So.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But hey, this was definitely a lot of fun. And just know this, you are going to be here on this channel a lot more. And everybody get used to Jamie being on here a lot more, because we are definitely going to be digging into some Twin Peaks even more, especially once I get caught up with the season 2, get caught up with the movies and season 3 and the fan film. So
and I'm taking them down the David Lynch rabbit hole.
That's right. I'm excited. I'm really excited. And I'm glad that you put me onto this. And I look forward to doing more live streams with you about this.
Awesome. Yeah, it's been a great talk. We've had a great conversation tonight.
Yes,
so thank
absolutely.
You. Thank you so much for having me on.
Of course.
Thank you so much for trusting me and going down this rabbit hole, because it really does mean a lot to me that somebody actually listened to what I said and tried it. Because I talk about Twin Peaks a lot, but not everybody, wants to go and check it out. But you did, and I appreciate that greatly. So thank you.
Absolutely. And real quick, before we do head out, everyone, I just want to quote my good buddy, the Night Watch Zone, real quick. Open up your mind. It's okay to love, our slashers like Michael and Scream and, Saw and all that stuff, that comes, with the slasher side of horror. But sometimes you got to open up your mind to other elements of horror. There's so many other layers to horror that you can, investigate and hang out and talk about, and stuff. And Twin Peaks is one of those. Like I said, it has a little bit of everything. It has whodunit, it has crime, it has drama, it has, love, comedy, supernatural elements, horror elements. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Even possible aliens.
Yes, that as well. It literally has everything.
Yeah.
So, to quote my buddy Knight from the Night Watch Zone, open up your mind and open it up to some different things. There's nothing wrong with liking things that are different.
That's right. I agree 100%.
Absolutely. But okay, everybody, this is going to be the end of the stream. I greatly appreciate everybody who definitely stopped in. I will say this, keep an eye out for the community tab, especially members. I will be getting a hold of you within the next day or two with some watch party schedules that I have lined up for you guys, as well as some members only polls and all that stuff. I've been, slowly behind the scenes putting everything together, and things are about to be done so I can take care of you guys as well as keep an eye out for the community tab, because I'm going to be making the stream tonight, in between watching Twin Peaks and all that. But next Sunday, 3:00 Eastern time, here on the channel, I will be having Dylan's new Nightmare director, Cecil Laird, here on the channel for a live stream interview. It is going to be a lot of fun. So like I said, keep an eye out for the community tab. When you see the stream pop up, get notified, drop some comments so we can get some notoriety on it. I'm going to do my best to hype this up and share it as much throughout the week as possible. So, and you guys do the same. Share it on your social medias and all that. I have a feeling that is going to be a lot of fun. And if you're a fan of Freddy Krueger, you definitely want to stop by for this stream and support Dylan's new Nightmare and Cecil in this fan film. I can't wait to talk with him about it. But okay, everybody. Once again, this is I Shot Him 6 Times, YouTube Horror Movie Channel. I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus. I will definitely catch you guys later on. Have a great night, everybody.
You are now watching I Shot Him 6 Times, YouTube Horror Movie Channel.
I Shot Him